everyone, welcome to Babies with Knives. Today we're going to be playing Axon Punk with Colin Kyle above me. Hi, Colin.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here. I'm thrilled to play with some Babies with Knives. I'm really excited to see what you get up to.
We're excited to have you here. So this is a game that's currently on Kickstarter, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So I'll make sure to put the link down below, everyone, and go back it. So, as usual, I'm Alice Peng, aka Lala Twiddle, and Brandon Powers is not here, but he is here in spirit. Today I will be playing Margarita Rivera. She is an engineer. This is a cyberpunkish game, so I'm not really wearing overalls. That's not my style, but I'm more wearing ripped jeans, t-shirt with a midriff, kind of ripped midriff. I wear my tool belt kind of on my shoulder rather than around my waist, and yeah, so I've got kind of that feel. She has the way that I picture her hair, it's long, about a little past shoulder length, but it's all twisted up in tight curls all across it in tight bundles. And yeah, dark skin, dark hair. And over to the next column at the top, we have Caleb Goodson, creative director of 3D Art Digital.
Hello, everyone. Tonight I will be playing the part of the AI, Corporal Kittens. I am a completely binary being composed of ones and zeros, so the only time you see me is on a computer screen. And when you do, I've decided that I'm going to actually look like a kitten corporal.
Here, female or male kitten corporal?
Male, so that, because I really can't do a female voice.
Okay.
But I am supposed to be French, so I will be talking like this, and I am talking as Corporal Kittens.
Well, I am going to skip the Hispanic accent murdering and not necessarily do the accent on my end. Below him, we have Jacob Blackman, aka Prodigy Duck, the artist.
Hello. Today I'm going to be playing Judy Fallout, a street merc who is a child of Botswanan immigrants that has decided to become a biker punk mercenary. She is very cool with dark skin and a cyber eye, and has recently shaved her usual cloud of curly hair into a broad, tall mohawk. Otherwise, she carries herself well and confidently with hidden weapons all over her body, save for the katana on her back.
Okay, cool. And below him, we have Matt, Megaverse Frisbee. Hey, Matt.
Hey, I'll be playing Diesel Reg tonight, although everyone can just call me Diesel. Military guy, that's what they tell me because I don't remember anything about it. Cyber soldier, lots of military cyberware slapped on my body, and kind of still got the military mindset. So he's usually a little on the quiet side and just does what he has to do most of the time.
Oh, one other feature, I've got a nice big scar on my face.
It goes a long way. The world of Axon Punk is a dangerous place. And because the four of you live together, we like to call you, you're already badasses in the cyberpunk world. And the world of Axon Punk is a very hip-hop infused cyberpunk world. And so it's got a very like Chanel Monáe, Saul Williams, Deltron 3030 kind of vibe to it. But it's, kind of like Cowboy Bebop or Samurai Champloo, but in like Judge Dredd style megacities.
Do we have a fixer like in Shadowrun style?
Good question. And so in this case, most of the time, you might have a fixer, but the main focus is doing things basically for your neighbors. And so you have at the beginning of a campaign, you guys would go through and make different locations in your community. And we have a little community creation process that's inspired by like Microscope and Kingdoms and some of those other games. From there, each location in your neighborhood, we call them joints, because what kind of joint is this? And each one comes with its own trouble. And as you can see on your own character sheets, characters have trouble too. And so those are kind of the things that pull you into missions and pull things towards you. And so a lot of the campaigns in Axon Punk are focused on keeping your community together. If something breaks, you guys got to go figure it out. Somebody gets kidnapped, you got to go rescue them. And so it's very focused on this. We want this very like grassroots cyberpunk feel for it. So there might be fixers in the neighborhood, but we want it to be more about like, yeah, more of a caring kind of hopeful cyberpunk in certain ways. Yeah.
So when we open the screen, you guys hear me scream as you hear something bang against the wall. Next time Todd calls me a monkey!
What seems to be the problem? You hear my voice over the speakers, the disembodied voice.
That's right, because AIs in Axon Punk are these disembodied voices, kind of poltergeist style, popping around from machine to machine. You can manifest through holograms, or you've got a couple of drones that you can fly around in. And the other, Judy and Diesel, have cyberware that you can jump into and things like that. And so cyberware is fast-tracked power in Axon Punk, but it's very exploitable in certain ways. Yeah.
When Corporal asks, I respond, that friend Diesel Todd, he wants me to do another job, and he's calling me Grease Monkey again. He thinks that's gonna get me to fix his 3 trucks? No.
Well, I think that might be an accurate description of you. You are a bit of a monkey, and you are mostly covered in grease. I don't understand why that's a problem.
Wrench starts going in my hand. I see you want another makeover.
Judy is going to lift one of those power torques. Shall we take care of his nuts?
Yes, that's right. You're going to take care of my holographic nuts. Good luck doing that.
Not you, kittens.
Oh.
Pods. Yeah, let's go do that. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, so Caleb, actually, Kittens, you might be a digital entity, but you still require electricity and you still need hardware to run off of. And so Margarita and the other members are probably maintaining a kind of server that you inhabit and jump in and out of. And so I'm curious, before you guys head out, Margarita, tell me a little bit more about this space that you guys are in right now. I'm imagining we got these torque tools, you've got grease and things like that. What's y'all's little workhouse space look like?
The workhouse space would look a bit like a mechanic's chop shop kind of look. But instead of just car parts, there would be boat parts and computer parts and such. And there's a workstation that Judy works at as well. But it basically, just looks like all these pieces. There's the fender of a car. There's the grill of another. There's the steering wheel of a boat laying over there, and Judy's probably taken the pipe off of the steering wheel to do something crazy with it. That kind of look, the place is a mess. And, she picks up a tool from underneath, probably a pile of tools, and starts that kind of look.
Excellent. Because you guys all, as I mentioned, you all know each other, and you all probably sleep in some connected place to this. Everything's kind of jumbled together in these mega cities. There is the rich and famous corporate sectors off in the distance of the city, but you guys live in the you live in the civilian zone, and that's totally self-regulated. You guys have to take care of yourselves and your neighbors. That's why it's so connected to the community. And so I'd just like to take a quick second and kind of go around and tell me a little bit about what you imagine your own little personal space in this kind of workhouse space. We've got these boat parts and stuff like that, which I love. For perspective, I usually run this game in Cyber Atlanta for fun. I'm a big fan of the Dirty South, and so, but we can put it wherever. But that's my usual default thing, if that helps, kind of imagining whatever cool little space you guys have in the mega city.
Okay.
I'm perfectly okay with Atlanta, given I live in Georgia.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, and yours is going to be like your digital space inside of that server. So think about, building your own 3D website room, whatever Kitten's garden or Kitten's playhouse is on the net.
Well, mine would look like a villa in the south of France, next to the beautiful coastline.
Excellent.
Judy, you did program it to rain tomorrow, right?
What are you doing? This is my
Absolutely.
home.
Raining bombs, not enough sandbags for our corporal.
You cannot get my fur wet. It takes forever to dry.
Oh, are you long hair?
Yes, a
Of
long-haired
course.
Persian cat in a full colonel's uniform with a hat.
A tricorn hat, like old school tricorn style.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I am Napoleonic French.
So Judy's got a nice space for herself. She's part of a local biker gang, and otherwise when she's here at the shop, I imagine there's lots of cars and vehicles in the back lot, and one of them is a van that has no wheels, so it's not going anywhere. But the back end of the van has been totally converted. It's got nice comfortable cushions and seats and a bed back there, a television monitor and computer set up so that Corporal Kittens can occasionally come in when he wants. Otherwise, that van is her spot for sleeping and resting and just being with her alone time.
Love it. That's fantastic. Because maybe the engine still runs. You could use that as a power source. There's like a bunch of it's a great picture. And how about you, Diesel? You're cyberized. We call you might have noticed on the character sheets we call our character classes lifestyles, and because it's really more of lifestyle, man. And so the cyberized kind of embodies a lot of that because cyberware comes with commitments. Cyberware, anyone can have as many prosthetics that mimic biological functions as they want. In Axon Punk, it's a dangerous world that's unregulated, and it's cheaper for you to get a prosthetic and just hack off a thing than it is to wait for the meat to heal in that kind of very brutal world. And so, but when you get things that exceed biological functions like what you got, then you have to start doing kind of physical therapy-esque exercises and things like that to make sure your body can balance. And as you stack up more and more cyberware on you, it's like your whole day. And so that's why it's a lifestyle being a cyberized person.
Right.
And so that's kind of, you might be taking medication, you might be doing weird meditation or weird exercises to kind of make sure things balance on you.
Okay, well, my space is mostly about being space. In other words, there's not very much in it. I would imagine that he has some technology in there. I don't know how prevalent paper is in this society, but if there isn't any paper, then he's got holographic projectors that project stuff onto the walls. And it kind of looks like the Questions apartment from the DC universe, where it's all about conspiracy connections and stuff like that, because he's got 10 years of his brain that are gone. He served in the military. He has absolutely no idea what happened. So as one of his bits of therapy, he's trying to put together what happened during those 10 years, where he was, what he was doing, because he just kind of woke up here and they said, fine, you're done. Have fun. And it hasn't been fun, to be perfectly honest, for him, but he's been trying to put it together. The community does actually help with that. It gives him some sense of purpose, for the slow times. So he's focused on that, and he's focused on the maintenance that you've described, and he's also, in those times when he's not doing anything else, he's pondering his situation, meditation, goes to the Church of Tupac every so often to meditate, and pretty much is focused on what he's doing in the now, and he reserves the past for those times when he's not doing anything else.
Wonderfully mindful. Excellent. And Margarita, do you want to elaborate on your sleeping arrangement or any personal space like that, or are you just crashing in this grimy workhouse?
For me, I would probably be crashing in this workhouse. I've got a oh gosh, what's it called again? Hammock. There we go. I've got a hammock strung up between two shelving units up along the side wall.
Gorgeous.
So I'm sleeping in a hammock.
Love it. Excellent. And each of you, it's a hyper capitalistic future with the mega rich, and then everybody else is having a tough time, but you do have things that you care about and things that are like precious or worthwhile to you. And so I want you to kind of imagine where, if you have a little lockbox or a safe or something where you, or a extra hidden folder kind of thing, and kind of imagine where you keep some of the things that you really care about. And tell me, we'll go back around real quick and tell me where you don't have to maybe exactly, actually, no, sorry. I had to live stream things a little bit. So
You're great. You're fine.
what happens is, I want you to think about that, but whatever your cool little spot is, the day that you wake up, you're thinking about going to check out Tony or whatever his name was.
Todd.
And Todd, thank you.
Judy's friend.
Judy's friend. And
That calls
you,
me Grease Monkey as an endearment.
Oh gosh. And well, whatever, before you're about to head up, you impulsively check your little store box or whatever, and you are missing something. Everyone, in fact, is missing something, and it is either something that is digital, or it is something that is small enough to fit through like a little hole about 3 or 4 inches in diameter. And so it could be a little piece of jewelry, it could be a flash drive, but something is missing, and there was something snuck through your defenses or your self things, and maybe hacked into some of your stuff, or straight up burrowed in and stole things from some of your little, each of your stuff. So something important to you is missing.
Okay. I already know what mine would be.
Yeah.
I have a set of 5 dog tags. I'm the only survivor in my unit, and I have all the dog tags of my unit with that I keep very close to me. That said, I also would chip it, so I don't know if the GPS tracker is working. So I'm interested in finding out what that would be the case of.
Ooh, smart engineer.
But it would be chipped because it matters to me. In fact, what it is that I've got a flash drive installed on my dog tag on it, which is part of that whole chipping thing. Is I use it for data and such as.
Excellent. Chipped dog tags, down the hole they go. Other ideas from team members?
Yeah, I've got mine.
Yeah.
All right. I keep a cache of information about my creator because I want revenge against the foul person who made me and then enslaved me.
That's right.
And it's gone.
Gotta find it. Excellent. All right, we got Judy and Diesel left.
For Judy, given that she has a lot of chemistry-related things, she provides a lot. She provides a lot of medicines for the local community. Taking what she can from things that have fallen off the back of a truck, and using them to make medicines for everyone in the area. And someone I know is pretty sick and need a specific medicine, which I have, and that's now gone.
Excellent. Yes, a precious little vial or something like that.
All right. The object that's missing from my little beer fridge, which happens to contain a lot of explosives and ammunition and various other things. It contained a necklace that contained that has a pendant on it that has the holy symbol of the Church of Tupac on it.
They stole
Okay.
that.
Oh, but it's worse than that, because that was my secret hiding place for the special security code that would marker my unit back when I was in the war. And I have to link up through Corporal Kitten in order to access that code in order to research things, research my clues. So somebody took something very important from me. my only link to my past.
Fantastic.
Quick question. The people who are in the military, what's their rank?
I don't know.
Classified.
Then I'm going to assume I was higher ranking than both of you.
My ranking was classified.
I'm sorry, but somebody who's only 2 years old doesn't quite qualify as being a superior officer. But
look at this uniform.
it's a beautiful uniform. But to be honest, Corporal Kitten, you're a friend. You're not my commanding officer.
Fantastic.
But
Well,
yeah,
these are-
I'm not in a laughing mood right now because that's pretty serious stuff that's been taken.
right? And from your beer fridge, it wasn't a hole necessarily in the side. It was like a hole in the bottom of your beer fridge.
So somebody actually put a hole in it.
Yeah, you can see that. You can like look down the hole and it's going into the cement or whatever was the floor of you. And Kittens, if you are not Kittens and Margarita, if you pull up a quick GPS thing, there's a lot of interference, but it's coming from someplace below ground.
Gotcha. I also will point out that on that flash drive, they would have everything they would need in order to blackmail me or get the Mexican cartel on me and such, because I do have a mob debt, and that all that information about my life is in that flash drive.
Fantastic. And you just brought up a wonderful point. As I mentioned, characters have troubles, and so do locations have troubles. And we do a little bonus experience points thing. If you guys involve your trouble or your background in roleplay, then kind of Dungeon World style or a lot of Apocalypse World things have this, you would get bonus experience points. And so, like, props for paying attention and involving that.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. And then we can just kind of open it up if you guys want to start tracking more or gearing up to kind of go forth.
Well,
There's,
At this point, I think Todd can wait, and I would like to start tracking the signal, and I will call the team. Do we have comms of any sort?
Yeah. I would say just assume assume safe.
We have cell
communication.
phones.
Okay.
Yeah, earpieces, whatever you guys want. I would say because it's 2085. Assume good communication. I tend to prefer that as opposed to
Okay.
I'll let you know if there's something.
I'll have it on my sunglasses, basically. So I'll pull my sunglasses down.
Sick. Yep.
And Judy's apparently with me, but I'm going to say, I don't know about the rest of you, but looks like I've got a little thief problem. But I got them. I know where they went, and I'm going after them.
Good. I'll come with you.
I am coming too, my little drone.
Yeah, I'm missing something as well. I'm going to need that back. It's not for me.
Well, they stole from the wrong people. They didn't know that I chip my stuff that I care about.
You chipped it. I'll find it for you.
Well, I keep telling you guys, I keep telling you, Diesel, you should be chipping all the stuff you care about.
Yeah, and that allows other people to track me too. The less I stay on the network, the better.
But Judy, yeah, the RFID code that you need is, the GPS code is, and I start rattling off a series of numbers and letters to you, so you can, since you said you can track it.
Yeah, Judy having Urban Tracker is going to utilize that ability to hunt down this code.
Absolutely. And so in this case, you already know it's something coming from below ground. And so I would let you use we can do a die roll here and talk about a little bit more about the mechanics of the game because it's showing off the system. And so we use D100s as the base roll as like the central mechanic for this game. Excellent. I see y'all are already on top of it. And so in this case, you would pick a stat that would be relevant to this one. And so we have impact, freestyle, impact, flow, freestyle, databank, and soul. Impact is doing things forcefully. Flow is doing things smoothly. Freestyle is doing things you've never done before, making stuff up on the fly. Databank is doing things you remember, drawing from your memories. And then soul is doing like a social connection with another person. And so do you think you're going to be like looking something up on a computer? Do you think you're going to be asking for help, or do you think you're going to be just like, yeah? What do you? How do you think you're going to try and do this?
Question.
Following the go ahead.
Over or under? Are we trying to roll high or trying to roll low?
Excellent. Roll high as you can. And so
Thank you.
you'll pick the base stat that you want, and if you have any training that is relevant, we'll add that as a bonus. And each checkpoint, each check mark next to your training adds a +10 bonus to the
die
check
roll?
that you're making. And then you, to the value, and then you, there is suggestions of stats next to each training, but it's not a requirement. So this is about being on the bleeding edge of cyberpunk and doing weird, unorthodox things. So as long as you can kind of justify it in a good narrative way and it like draws out the action, then mash those things together and do it in cool ways. So yeah, and so I would, how do you think, which stat do you think you're going to use for that?
Well, it says using special tech to track hackers, or in this case, it would be a GPS code, to use freestyle plus use det.
Yes, excellent.
In this regard, I am going to hop on the computer and set Corporal Kittens to sniff things out. So I'm going to utilize my ally to try to hunt them down.
Fantastic. Excellent. And you're going, and Kittens, you're going to be heading down there in seeing what kind of digital lines you can get and stuff like that. Explore on the digital side.
Do not worry, Judy. I am on the case.
Love it. Love it. Excellent. And so then you two can work together, which engages another mechanic, which we call rhythm. And so this starts like a cool action sequence, kind of anime style, where you two are working together and the music starts going. And so we'd probably have Judy taking point, which is the person who kind of leads this dance. And we'd use your stat and your training. But whoever is participating in the rhythm check, everybody gets to roll a D100, and we use the highest roll. So it's kind of like group advantage.
Excellent.
So you both roll, and we use whatever's the highest, and we'll add Judy's bonuses.
Okay, I rolled a 50.
79.
79. All right, so we'll use Kitten's roll and Judy's bonuses.
That will total a 91.
91, excellent. And so in this game, a easy check is a 40, a medium check is a 60, a 80 is a hard check, and a 100 is very hard. So you guys did something that's solidly hard. And so you overlaid this with a historic maps of Atlanta or whatever works. And you, one of the things that you find is that it looks like they are using the old Metra, like underground subway lines, which have been condemned for decades. Most people don't go down there because there's no central city government or anything like that maintaining them. And so most of them have just been stopped up, and you can get to them by like maybe unclogging like one of the old subway lines, or maybe using the sewers or something like that. But that's one of the first things that you figure out, Judy, is that they are based on kind of doing your X, Y, and Z coordinates. And I'm going to say with that, you guys even have like a cool 3D hologram thing of like the different lines and the different routes that you guys could possibly take to get down there. Some of them are more speculative than others. And so that's certainly one thing that you find. And Kittens sniffing around in that area, you don't find much on the digital side. Whatever is doing this seems to be staying off the net in a certain strange way. So because we have this, the digital world is kind of like a mirror of our physical world. It's like a Google Street View where we have avatars and stuff like that. It's called the Surface. And so it's like an augmented reality kind of thing that
Second Life.
Yeah, it's like Second Life. But then it's just like exact replicas of all of the buildings and stuff like that. And so there's firewalls where there are physical walls. And so you go down into the weird depths down there, and and you find some The activity that you find down there on the net is, with this good check, you find that there is the biggest activity down there is going to be a dance party that's happening. And there's like, they found some safe area where there's like a cool, like wild underground dance party that's happening kind of in one section. But in terms of like who is maybe stealing things or something like that in this area, in terms of digital wise, that they're not popping up on your radar. Yeah. So you got a route, and so you could probably go in through a subway entrance or through the sewers is the main kind of thing.
While they were doing that, I was doing something kind of terrible, as I posted into text. Yeah, see, during the last job that I did for Todd, he ended up, I was doing some base tank work kind of thing. So I took some extra parts out of his stuff that he wouldn't need since he was underpaying me anyway. And so I'm taking the drill bit that from the drilling vehicle, and I'm fixing it onto the tank base that we have sitting around. And I'm basically making a drill vehicle at the moment because it's underground, and I'm going to go drill my way there if they can't find anything.
This is awesome.
So I've been making a drill vehicle. Todd's not going to miss any of these pieces.
I knew there was a reason we were friends.
Excellent. Well, let's do, in that case, I would like you to give me a roll on to see how your drill vehicle construction is happening. It's definitely going on, but I want to see.
I actually wanted to get get Diesel to help me.
Oh, okay.
Do some heavy
no
lifting.
problem.
He's nice and heavy lifter, so. So I got a 62 on my dice.
Excellent. What'd you get, Matt?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries.
What am I rolling again? Am I rolling impact here since it's like a brute force thing?
Just
so you're
roll
going to be using
percentile.
my modifier.
Okay.
Yeah.
41.
Okay, so we would use my modifier, which is databank. So 63 plus 23 is 86.
Excellent. And then you have 2 checks in use hardware.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would bump that up another 20 points to 106. And so, so you pulled off something very hard. And so, unexpectedly, Margarita's drill vehicle is surprisingly functional. And from the background, there's this rumbling.
Is anything I make safe? Don't worry, it's as safe as that torch vehicle. That exploded. It's safe as that hit the wall. Yes, it's safe.
Yes, it's safe.
Safe.
I don't know what you're worried about. Why don't you just hop into a different body?
She looks at the screen with that. Some of us don't have that option. Look.
Yet.
Why not?
Fantastic. Love it. Yeah, so you guys, I would say you have this functional drill tank thing. Where do you want to start drilling?
While they, if I get impatient, if I happen to finish before them, I'm gonna just start drilling towards, because I knew it was underground that way. So I start drilling that way.
Not our backyard. Do not start in our backyard.
No.
Are you kidding? This is a good way to expand the hideout. You can go right down, make a little tunnel.
I'll build us a shelter in there later. I need to go get my dog tags back.
This is perfect.
Let's take it around to that empty lot back over there.
Okay, Margarita, let's gear up. Let's do this smart. Let's do this right. Let's get our stuff, and then we will use your drill.
I get to hit somebody with a wrench, right?
Yes.
You will get to hit someone with a wrench. I guarantee that.
Good. I go find my biggest wrench.
What color is it?
It's blue.
Perfect.
And
My
it's got
avatar
paint
starts loading
chipped
with
off of
musket.
it. It's got a little paint chipped off of it, and it's got like graffiti,
spray
can paint all over it in various.
Yes.
So Judy goes off to have a gearing up montage. Puts on her leathers. Puts the chemicals in her mohawk to make sure it's standing up. It's all spiky and cool.
The contents
Sword,
of my beer
gun.
fridge start getting put on me everywhere. Rifle, pistol, grenades, first aid kit.
Excellent.
As I'm gearing up, I'm putting my stuff away, and then you guys see me basically grab this big hand cannon looking thing, and I just sling it over my shoulder. That's my EMP gun.
Well, Corporal Kittens
Hardest,
doesn't want
you
to
know,
feel
like
left
leverage
out.
style.
So his avatar appears and he starts gearing up. It's like a 19th century French corporal would. He puts on a saber. He starts putting on, checking his pistols and making sure they're loaded. He starts packing the powder and wadding into the guns. He smooths and waxes his little whiskers.
Pause.
So I
That's
have this
wonderful.
thing that's kind of a cross between Ghostbusters and Cyberpunk, and it's called a ghost trap. Can I have anyone in my ghost trap already?
You can roll for that if you want to.
Sure. I'm wondering, when I ghost trap somebody, can I put them into our systems, basically, and turn them into our AI?
Well, short answer, yes.
Okay. Let's see if I have any ghost trapped. I've got a 78 on my dice.
Okay. All right. You definitely have some fairly advanced AI in there.
Okay.
They generally don't, kind of like ghosts in Ghostbusters, you really hit the nail on the head. Me and my brother are big Ghostbusters fans. This is definitely that kind of like analog
The way it
thing.
read it sounded that way.
Yeah, right. And this is Kitten's, worst nightmare because these things suck AIs out of the net, trap them in a hard drive that is disconnected from the net. And so whatever it is in there is potentially mad as bees. Or whatever the expression is. And so you might have to convince it.
Hornets. Mad as hornets.
There we go. Mad as hornets. But tell me, who is this little AI? Because one other thing is that you happened on this a little bit, Kittens. You're French. You have from a human. And so all AIs in Axon Punk are quick and dirty AIs that are made from scanning human brains while they're doing stuff, and then taking those things, looping them, and kind of using them as like a neural net.
I already actually know who's in this. I'm picturing the fact that I probably trapped her because she made some trouble for us because she happens to be Corporal Kitten's ex-girlfriend, who happens to act a bit like Sofia Vergara.
Oh no! Mon Dieu, what have you done?
Modern Family. If you've ever seen Modern Family, Matt, that's Sofia Vergara. Okay.
Okay.
Go Google her. But yeah.
I will.
She, but Brazilian, with that kind of attitude, and Brazilian Sofia Vergara.
Yeah, can be rather dramatic. Wonderful. Yes, no, she was she an actress was she like an actress bot, or there are either way, she's in there. And what would you what's the inside of your little ghost trap like? Is it just an empty room? Does she have a chair?
No, I wouldn't be that cruel. No, the inside of it would be more like an arcade, except instead of, well, it's more like a Chuck E. Cheese arcade. It's got a ball pit that they're basically mired in if they're really bad. That's where they get sucked into, so they're in a ball pit. And there's some arcade games like the skee ball and stuff like that. And that's the room that they're stuck in. So they get entertainment.
Oh yeah, that's very thoughtful of you. Yeah, because it's a hard drive, so you can dress it however you want to. Excellent. Well, you can open up the viewfinder or whatever for it, and you see her sitting in there sourly, maybe like sitting on the skee ball machine, like not even using it, just like sitting on the side of it.
Okay.
And she says, "Oh, hello. I thought you'd forgotten about me."
Oh, no, I've never forget about you, but are you more interested in talking this time rather than trying to take Corporal Kitten apart? Corporal Kitten, can you come talk to your ex-girlfriend?
What? Why would I want to talk to her?
Be nice. Or maybe I'll let her take you apart next time. I figure she can run
Trying
our
to
drill.
take my digital willy away. I cannot allow that to happen again.
I figure she could run the drill vehicle that I just built.
Oh, she'd be perfect for it.
Actually, yes, that's not a bad idea. All right, I will go talk to her. What is her name?
Sophie. We're gonna name her Sophie.
Sophie.
All right, Sophie. Sophie, my belle, how wonderful it is to see you again. You're looking dynamite, perfect. Oh, just as lovely as the day I met you. How are you?
With that, she smiles and she has a full set of nice, like big spiky teeth, kind of has-been hotel style or whatever. And she says, "Kittens, you know we could work this out. If you just see things my way, then everything will be fine. You have all of these. You have so much potential, kittens."
Oh, there's that smile I fell in love with, and the choppers that tried to eat and devour me. Oh, it almost would have been worth it just to be a part of you.
We would be stronger together.
Yes, but just as strong apart. How would you like to live in a new, lovely home? It would have everything you want. 4 wheels to move around with, a big drill bit to destroy stuff with. It would just be like those little choppers you have, except instead of going chop chop, it goes drill 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 like that. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah?
While you're saying this, she disappears, and you hear her voice coming from the ball pit, and she is like in that like a bubble bath right now. And she says,
Stay strong, Cobra.
You know, maybe what's in it for me? Maybe this place isn't so bad.
Well, you would get to act a little bit more independent, you know, have a body.
You promise?
Oh, sure, absolutely, totally promise. And, you know, maybe we could talk a little bit more. I know we ended on bad terms, but, you know, the time heals all wounds.
She, out of the ball pit comes a hand with a scroll in it, and she like opens up the scroll, and like a long scroll of like text comes out and drips and like rolls down the ball pit. Sign it.
What?
What's
Sign
he
it?
signing? Please tell me what he's signing. Or what she's asking.
Okay, I'm going to try and read this really fast since I'm an AI.
Absolutely. You are an AI like her. Yeah, and it's got like, I don't know, I don't want to make her like too petty or too like crappy of an ex-girlfriend, but like I want to, you know, she's got some motivation, she's got conditions, there's
got some
there's
attitude.
Yeah, she's got some attitude, but that's fair because she's powerful in her own way. You trapped a powerful AI, and if she's hanging out with kittens, she can run, and so yeah, but it's got like, you know, you can't Margarita can't trap me. There's like things like that.
This is reasonable, all right? Yeah, it can't be trapped, all right? Fine.
And
you know, this is not a marriage, right? I mean, we can't have children. There's no.
I mean, that is something that is a little bit that can. I mean, you guys can make a weird little AI baby thing where you like fork your code and splice it and stuff like that. That's totally
okay. All I'm saying is
possibility.
Judy gets to babysit or Diesel gets to babysit. I'm never babysitting.
You don't want me babysitting. I will tranquilize.
Oh, come on. There'd be no AI
faster than you
baby.
can
It would
imagine.
be fully like an adult.
Yeah. Well, I will say
it's
you know, it's and she wants like a you know, Thursday night date night, and
okay, it's fine.
you know, no mushrooms in anything, and
we don't eat.
We don't eat.
Okay. I mean, a date night? Yeah, okay, fine. I'll hang out with a hot chick. Yes.
Yeah.
How terrible.
I'm going to say, tell me one thing that Kittens is a little on the fence about in this. I want you to tell me one line in this contract that would make Kittens kind of pause.
Wait, I can't talk to other female AIs. Well, I'm not even dating right now.
Taking time for yourself.
I sometimes I have to interact with other people. I can't just ignore them. That's rude. My
Well,
dear,
we'll figure it out.
my dear. I can at least-
Sophie, does that include us?
Well, you are not AIs.
Mm-hmm. He did say
You are meat
AI.
people.
Look, my relationship with him is strictly platonic, as beautiful as they both are.
Are you reading this contract out loud?
Yeah.
Wait. I can't trap you. No, that part has to get X'd out.
What? She'll be working with us willingly. I don't see the problem.
Until
Sophie
you
is
two get in another
perfectly-
fight, and then Judy's... What did she do to you last time, Judy? Oh, that's right. She jumped into Diesel and beat you in the face. Yeah, I'm not letting that happen again.
Yeah, that.
Okay. How about we do
So we
do
really need to
this?
disconnect you
I
from all
will
that
add an
cyber work.
addendum to the contract here. Sophie, you can't attack my friends. How about that? Is that reasonable?
That is reasonable.
See,
No,
there
she
we
She
go.
can
No
attack Todd
attacking
all
us
she
or
wants.
hacking our cyberware.
Okay. Add a
Even if
little
it's
bit
to help.
there. Okay.
Even if it's to help.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. Well,
Please.
she agrees to the
Okay.
conditions. You guys work it out. I'm going to say you've got an emergency. You can trap her if you really need to condition. But I love the idea of bringing out this kind of this trap AI. And yeah, so she's
With the
gonna
Brazilian
agree.
attitude. Yeah.
Brazilian attitude. And so yeah, so she gets into you hook her up to the the built-in computer on the tank, and she transfers over, and she says and she like stretches in the bigger digital space, and she you can hear her kind of messing with the knobs and trying out different things and making her own little customization choices to the settings. Tuning
I always
the,
did enjoy watching you stretch, my dear.
Got to keep your figure. So excellent. And so, yeah, so that I love that idea. So that way she can pilot that and you guys have your own, you can trust that, and it's better, and it's going to be better than just like an autopilot, which is great. And so is your tank, how's it travel? Is it wheeled? There's a lot of like legged vehicles and stuff like that, because again the streets aren't very well maintained, so there's a lot of potholes and stuff like that.
If it's a mole machine, we're probably going to want to have caterpillar treads on it.
Yep, that makes sense.
Personally,
Might
I'm
even-
a fan,
might
I'm
even
a
be
fan
a
of the
set.
Masamune Shirow aesthetic, where he puts legs and wheels on things.
Nice. Well, this is Margarita's tank, so
Awesome. We have Sophia in a tank with a drill bit in the front. So at that point, did the two of you find where did the tracking work out?
Oh yeah, they're right here. We can we'll probably want to enter through this
10th Street?
this sewer entrance
Okay, 10th
here
Street
is
sewer.
the closest one. So
nice.
we'll probably want to avoid this area because these are gas lines, and we want to go. So we'll
but
want
can
to
I
go
break
through
through
this
here?
one here.
It would be a lot faster if we broke through here.
I don't see any major lines there, so yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So go to the 10th Street sewer entrance, like she said, and
Excellent. So on to the regular street, the vehicle rolls with the tank treads and the giant drill bit. And so you do make a little bit of a scene, but there's wild vehicles all over its Axon Punk. It's crazy. You don't make that big of a scene. But
Project
as
my
you're
holographic avatar under the front, like I'm doing this noble pose, just with my sword out, pointing onward.
and you hear a voice from inside the tank, behind every great man
Oh, no doubt.
It's a greater moment.
And so as you guys are rolling by, one of you, Judy, you notice that the bar that you usually hang out at, the Botswanan death metal bar that is named Throne, you've noticed that it's supposed to be hours of operation, but it is, you can see all the lights are off, and it's closed, even though it's supposed to be open.
Pit stop. Revs
Judy,
down.
what did we talk about day drinking last time?
Margarita, you know I have these periodic, occasional things.
No, not your conversation with Diesel. Next time you need to buy me a drink.
I can get you a drink. It's just
I
Those
mean, my
periodic
name is
occasional
Margarita, and
things
you
are
never
daily.
get me a margarita.
excuse me. She'll exit the tank and
Excellent.
sashay up to the throne.
Excellent. The clomp of your thick biker boots comes as you jump off of the tank, and so the door is locked. You have your own key. You can get yourself in there. The front is the front bar area is all dark, but you can see there's light radiating from the back where there's like employees only space. And that is, it seems like to be, you can hear voices perhaps, but you can't make out exactly what it is until you head back there.
She will head to the light and voices.
All right, yes. And so
Grabbing a beer out of the cooler on her way.
Fantastic. Never a bad idea. In the mega cities of 2085, it's a local brew. And so you go back in there, and you can see that there's a circle of most of them are your relatives, cousins or sisters or distant cousins, and they are all different waiters or waitresses that work at this metal bar. And so for those who are, it's more of a thing now, which is really sweet, but this is like a vintage bar for 2085, and so it kind of looks like a 2020-ish bar.
Gosh, please, not 2020. Any year but 2020.
I know, right?
I mean, this
Well, it's
bar's
really
gonna
more
have
like
to have murder hornets. You realize that, right?
I know, right? Yeah. Really, it's more of a 2015
shows
bar.
of murder hornets flying through.
Let's go for the wonderful year of 2015 when I started writing Axon Punk.
That is a delightful year.
That is a great
2015
year.
was a wonderful year.
Yeah, and but it looks like, so this is based off of so there's a really cool metal scene in Botswana in real life right now, and it's very cool. It's very subversive, and it's very like female focused, and so you can look up Botswanan death metal cowboys right now, and there's like gorgeous photos of these people who are like dressed up in cool Iron Maiden shirts and spikes and stuff like that, and it's a subculture, and so you have to, a lot of the women who are involved have pseudonyms. They wear makeup or masks and things when they go out because they can't show their faces and stuff like that because it's such an intense society. And so, but now in 2085, they don't have to hide that. They can be their badass rocker chicks all day, every day. And so, like, that's kind of the vision of this space. It's just like and so so you go in there and you see, it's dark leather, spikes and chains, a lot of natural hair, and a lot of pissed off looking people in this room right now because they're arguing and saying we need to, they are arguing about walk in mid conversation, but the gist seems to be like they once we have to go and get it, we have to figure it out, we can't believe they took it, this is so important. And so you walk in, it seems like they're arguing about some things that have gone missing.
What's up, fam?
Hey. And they're like, Judy, funny you'd come in. Funny you'd pop in. I guess that's not too surprising. We have had trouble in the bar. Somebody broke in, took a bunch of stuff, but they tell you a similar story, burrowed through the ground, got into the vault, stole some of our important things from back home or whatever they've got. And they're, now we're trying to figure out a plan figure out who might have done this or how to get our stuff back. So it's good you got here.
Nah, I've had a similar incident. Someone took the medicine I got for Kimber.
Oh no, Kimber's so sick. Oh man, now it's really personal.
So, what'd they take? Give me a list so I know what I'm looking for. Me and my group are already on it.
Excellent. So they go and give you kind of lists of different missing things. So I want you to tell me one thing that you think is like really important that your sisters are missing, and that they would be really sorry is gone.
Maybe considering it. Okay, if we considering the theme of the bar, probably something like a vintage instrument from a band of 2015.
Nice. Yeah. And then another thing is, so there is, maybe like a cool, it's going to be something small. So maybe it's like a tuner or like something really important. But that disappeared too. And it's something that they can't replicate. And there's also like the idea of maybe like a hard drive is missing or a flash drive is missing of just like original like wave file or whatever, like master recording kind of things because the more shit gets copied, digital files, the more they break down. So you got to have your good music files and stuff like that. And so, maybe some of those flash drives have gone, and that's going to negatively impact things. But yeah, I like the idea of this important, musical instrument tech piece that is gone missing too. So they're really grumpy about that. And then they're forming. They're like, we're not sure what to do, but we figured, we'd try and find our way into the sewers or something like that and see if we could hunt them down. Do you want to help us?
Like I said, my group's on it. Check this outside.
What he just said actually brings up a good question. Is there a glossary of specific Axon Punk setting lingo? Because in Shadowrun, there's a chummer and stuff like that I get very into using. I'm wondering if there's going to be a glossary for that for Axon Punk, so I can be really using the lingo.
Nice. Yeah. That's an awesome suggestion. We actually had somebody in a interview last night suggest that. He was like, "Oh, I love having like an index or a glossary at the back of the book," and that's one of the great things of doing this second edition, basically, where it's this expanded edition. We didn't have that in the first book, but that's something that's like we've definitely got it on the lineup because lingo is so much fun, and it does
also
really
very
help.
important for feeling, for the setting.
Oh yeah.
And all I can picture for this bar is basically it was decorated in 1990s Hot Topic. And it's because I'm just like, yes. I had some stuff out of 1990s Hot Topic, including a spiked collar that I wore for a time. So I was preppy. I dressed preppy other than the spiked collar that I wore.
Perfect. Yep.
There's a story behind that, which we'll leave for another day.
We're getting strong Hot Topic vibes in here.
1990s Hot Topic.
Perfect. Yup, you're nailing the head. Excellent. So, all right. So Judy says the team is on it. And so, all right. Well, then, we'll let you work. But if you need any backup, we're on it as well. Or if you want to coordinate.
She's gonna let them know where we're going and where we're heading, so they can coordinate coming from a different direction, and we can pincer maneuver.
Ooh, I like that. All right. Yes, excellent. So there are. So you guys are gonna burrow through like one of the sewer entrances, I think was the plan.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then they'll go after one of the like subway entrances and bust that open on their side. So we'll do this underground pincer maneuver. I'm into it. Sweet. Awesome. All right. And then with that, they start, they head to their back room. They have their own sweet montage gearing up scene too. And then you can go back outside and continue rolling
Yeah,
in your vehicle.
let's everyone know that the Sisters of the Throne are on it.
Excellent. Good. All right. And then you can continue trundling down. And then I'm going to say you guys get to your the sewer entrance or the empty lot or whatever you think or whatever you've cross-correlated for where you're going to actually start drilling. Is this like straight up in a street or is this like an empty lot? What are you thinking?
I would say that it was a barbecue joint that got burned down because we're in Atlanta, right?
Damn right.
Come on, so it's got to be a condemned, burned down ex-barbecue joint.
Oh yeah, you can still smell the
Exactly.
smoke when you come up there.
Exactly.
Oh, it's so good.
That breaks my heart.
It is tragic when we lose a barbecue
It truly
joint.
is.
Indeed. But also, since it's ruined, no one's going to notice the hole.
Exactly.
Yes. As we're moving into position to start the drill, I'm going to be looking around, keeping an eye on the scenery just to make sure there aren't any stray drones or anything else like that that appear to be taking too much interest in what we're doing right now.
Excellent. Good thinking, Diesel. Well, because definitely there are a lot of drones flying around in this area. It's a very dense city. Some of the drones are dropping off packages or doing other things, but there is a lot of just kind of standard surveillance drones that are going on from the megacorps that are looking for things. And then there's also, you're aware that there are these like private streaming drones, basically, where they're people, hackers on the net that set out these little personal surveillance drones, and they're basically hoping to find car crashes or races or fights or anything like that that they can then stream on the internet and try and get views.
They're looking for the very best violence. Yeah, I got it. I put a note down in the chat in the green room that I'm using my new face option to create a featureless, almost terrifying mask that's so generic it's like wearing a hockey mask almost, with absolutely no discernible facial features on it. There's just a mouth and a nose and the eyes and nothing that would telltale who I actually am.
Oh, okay. I look over at Diesel. Oh, you have your war face on.
Hey, do us a favor and check the data streams around here, see if anyone's tracking us.
Will do.
Thank you.
Always happy to help. All right, I'm going to check the data streams.
All right. Yeah, so you guys, since you stopped and you've got such an interesting vehicle, there are a couple streams that are, there's at least a couple drones that are kind of hovering and specifically watching to see what you are up to. Definitely.
All right, I'm going to take over one of them then and crash it into the other one. Naughty, naughty.
Okay, I just saw in the chat, and yes, the last bootleg of the Star Wars Christmas special was indeed stolen from Throne. And
Oh no!
Because one of my favorite bar in the town in the city that I grew up in, Arlington, Texas, they have an annual tradition of doing the horrible Star Wars Christmas special at the bar, and it's the Tonstall one. So anyway, that hit me right in the hearts. So yeah, the Throne has an annual tradition of watching the Star Wars Christmas special, and this year Christmas is in danger. No Christmas this year.
We must save Christmas.
You're gonna save Christmas.
That's right.
So excellent. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you've got a couple drones and a couple people curious. Do you want to try and get rid of them? What are you thinking with these guys?
Well, Corporal Kitten had a really good idea about trying to take one over and crash it into the other one. So I think I will leave it. I'll leave it to the AI to see if he can make it look like an accident.
Okay, so I'm going to use hostile takeover.
Fantastic.
So it says I use freestyle and use net. Okay. So that's 18 and then 20. So 38 plus whatever I roll.
And if necessary, he can link into my cyberware, and I can give him additional support in that role by looking at it with my eyes and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, let's definitely do that. Yeah, let's have you both roll and use the higher D100 roll.
Okay.
88.
We're going to use yours.
Okay.
Beautiful.
That'll make that 126.
Fantastic. All right. Yeah, and these are pretty teched out. They're pretty serious streamers, but you do manage to hack them. And yeah, I would say you have you managed to get them in their little helicopter parts, and there is the chipping of plastic and the whirring of noises as these little things go teetering down, because these are just media drones. They're not that hard to mess up. So cool. So they're down. And,
right before they go out, I go, naughty, naughty.
That's like the last thing the stream gets. Excellent. All right, so we've got 2 drones that pop down. That's going to give you guys some time to start drilling. So cool. That's a good observation.
And what do you mean start the drill? I've been like revving that drill as we've been driving for a while.
It's true. Yes, because you got to show it off.
Just
exactly. Show
anticipating, drilling something, anything.
Yeah. That's my secret, Cap. I'm drilling all the time. So, or I'm always drilling or whatever. Anyways, so yeah, so there is wood chips and concrete start flying. And you've already rolled this thing really successful. You've already relocated to a specific spot. And so I'm going to say it doesn't take that long to punch through the already fire-weakened concrete. And there is a moment of free fall as your tank gets down into the were you heading towards the sewers, or were you going to drop down into the subway area?
That's up to the 2 people that research.
I was thinking the sewer area.
All right, excellent. There is a splash as your vehicle comes down into the sewer areas, but the sewers are actually, because they're such essential, it's kind of a mix, but they're going to be more maintained than the subway line. So actually, this is going to be a good, you're not really concerned about cave-ins or anything like that right now. It smells, but...
That's why we're in the tank.
That's why you're in the tank.
And
the sewers were such a wonderful idea. What an incredible smell you've discovered.
She'll put up one of those pine forest tree things.
They're very common in 2085.
Why don't you just shut off your sense of smell?
well, speaking of which, I have the ability to make stuff on the fly, according to my thing, lifestyle improv thing. And so with them complaining about smell, there are certain frequencies of sound and such that, like, I guess emanate a similar thing to ozone, and that block our sense of smell or mess it up. And so I'm actually going to take a boombox and I'm going to start messing with it, and I'm going to block our smell. Emanating this basically hum. So we'll see if they get a headache from it, but I'm deciding, we'll see if they get a headache from it. Start messing with their brain waves.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's
So
such a cool
I believe that
idea.
it's in the delta range of brainwaves. I might be wrong, but it's alpha beta. Yeah, might be delta. But, start screwing with that range of... I got a 92 on the dice.
Your thing is beautiful. It smells,
Just
but
a
nobody
boombox.
smells anything wrong. What? Or does it have is it an audible sound? Or
Yeah, it would be an audible sound, because you have to have the audible sound in order to change your brainwaves to do brainwave stuff. So it would definitely be an audible sound of a thumb.
So is it like some kind of dubstep thing? Like,
Yeah, that kind of sound. Yes, it would be that kind of sound. Wah, 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 boom, boom, wah, 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 boom, boom. That kind of sound.
Yes. The
So-
beat.
But I was reading some experimental science research on that kind of stuff recently. I'm like, that's really interesting. So since we're in the 2085, I might as well utilize it.
Hell yeah. And with the boombox is perfect. That's so, I love the hip hop flavor. Bringing that in is fantastic.
Thanks.
That's going to be a fun noise echoing down the sewer corridors towards whatever we're heading for.
Now, on the downside of it, based on the way that I programmed it, if there's smells that they need to figure out, they're not going to smell that right now either. So if it smells like explosives or anything like that, we won't know.
Excellent.
Okay, so this is audio and it's going into our brains.
Yep.
I have enhanced ears. I'm going to shut it off.
Okay.
I'm going to shut those frequencies off so I'm not affected.
Okay. You'll just smell the dirty
I'll smell the sewer. I've smelled a lot worse.
Okay,
That's
cool.
right.
Everybody else smells it. No, it smells nothing now.
Good. That way, if we spring a leak or something like that, I'll know.
Mhm.
Okay, let's keep rolling.
Excellent. All right. So y'all are rolling down
Yes.
the
With a boombox
Rolling down the
accompanying us.
river.
Yes. And Sophie says, "How glamorous. Such a wonderful trip you've taken me on, kittens."
My dear, you always have the most wonderful adventures with me. Look at yourself now. You're in a giant drill tank. You're surrounded by a wonderful, colorful rogues gallery. I mean, where are you going to meet such fascinating persons as this? And to top it all off, you're with me.
Wow.
You always have such a way with words, kittens.
Of course.
I love it when you speak French to me. So good. Excellent. Well, is there anything you would like me to do while we are traveling down this wonderful hallway we have chosen?
Nope.
See if there's any video feeds set up anywhere ahead of us.
Excellent. Good.
Or
All
any
right.
kind of like seismic sensors or anything else fun like that. Motion detectors, security sensors, things like that. Whoever we're running up against has got some pretty heavy hardware, so I imagine they're pretty tech savvy too, which means they're going to be ready for something like this.
Excellent. All
By the way,
right.
Colin, if you do prefer us rolling with the bot, we can do that.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay.
I just don't have dice in front of me, so
okay.
I'm using
I
the
totally
bot.
get that. And sometimes I do that too.
Yeah, and I usually do I like to do open rolls anyways because I'm lazy and I just like roll with it.
Oh, that's great.
And so Sophie's on it. So you got a natural 80 and has bonuses on top of that. And so she says, yes, there seems to be interesting. You'll have to take a look at this. And a little like 3D hologram screen pops up or whatever, and for you guys, and it looks like there is little it's like one of those like radar screens, and you got your tank in the middle, and there are these little blips kind of on the outside edge of you guys, just kind of on the edge of what her things is. She says, but they're not stationary. They're moving. So maybe drones? Not sure.
Not here in the pipe with us?
In the pipe with you, yes.
I gotta go take care of something. Hang loose. I'm gonna unlimber the assault rifle and make sure I've got a grenade with me just in case, and hope like all heaven there isn't any kind of sewer gas down here, because if I set off either one of these, I'm going to incinerate all of us. So
how far out are these blips?
Yeah.
Or are they within? How far out?
I would say they're about 60 feet away. So
I can hit that.
20 meters. Yeah.
20 meters. Okay.
Okay. I'll ask Sophia to link in with me so I can see what she's seeing and
Nice.
look for the objects in question. And if
Excellent.
there's not enough light to see by, I've also got the enhanced hearing. I can try to locate them by sound.
Right. And you've got a cyber brain, so you can, modulate. Even though you don't have cyber eyes, you can still mess with what you're seeing and things like that. And so you could overlay Sophie's guesses, so almost they're like a Fallout kind of VATS like thing. Little green things start kind of popping up.
I'm sorry, it would be much cooler if it was vector graphics, so it looked like Battlezone. But okay, I'm a little old school.
That is much cooler.
If I can find a target, I'm going to go on ahead and target it and see if I can hit it with the
So they're
rifle.
definitely trailing you, and let's say there's 5 of them, right now.
5?
Yeah, but they're small.
In a pattern?
Spread out.
Okay. Spread out, different
not
ranges,
in
same
a-
ranges.
Like they're about the same range, kind of spread out in kind of like along the hallway behind you.
When he's
Okay,
leaving,
I've got
I
frag
actually am
grenades.
gonna.
This would be a lot easier.
When he's leaving, actually, my drone's gonna go with him, and I'm going to. I have a quick. I can do quick changes to my stuff, so I'm going to basically affix my EMP gun to my drone, and because personally, I'd like a little grace and finesse. If we can get some, gear off of this that I can work with, I'm certain that that's going to be beneficial. So if they are
Want to
drones,
fish it out of the water? That's fine.
if they're drones, I'm going to EMP them instead of blowing them
Okay,
up.
that's a better idea than what I had. Go for it. I
Okay.
like that one.
I was just going to go with you, but first I want to make sure and verify that they are drones or basically mechanical things. And
Right.
So.
Well, if you want to cross-link through me to help with the targeting, I'll be more than happy to help.
Sure,
Yeah.
happy to do that.
Okay.
So Sophie says they're definitely mechanical in some way. She says I can detect, the magnetic waves or whatever is going on in them. So there's something electrical there.
Okay.
Are they talking to anybody? They sending signals?
Calibrating.
So
They might be using squirt transmissions on a side channel. You're going to have to look for stuff like that.
So my EMP weapon will disrupt them for 2 hours.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you can float out your little pilot, your little drone out there.
There's
right.
There's my EMP roll right in the text for you, 95.
Fantastic. All right. Yes. So you float your drone out there, and it unloads the EMP, and it is far enough away to not mess up the tank or your cyberized friends.
I did what Hardison did in Leverage. I made sure that it's on the machine in a way that it won't feed back at the machine.
Yes, this is important. Hardison
Yes.
is a perfect example. Leverage is something that our editor, when I was play testing with Axon Punk with him, he was like, leverage is required.
Well,
for this.
see, if I played the hacker, you'd see a lot more of that influence. But I'm like,
you switched up, excellent, and you mirror it or whatever and angle it and stuff. And so you let out this, and there are little squeaks that are emitted in the area around your drone, and there's little noise as certain things are whatever was in that area, it was shut down. And Diesel, your idea, and before you
cyber vermin, guys.
Cyber vermin.
They wired up rats to follow us. Good Lord, these guys are tech savvy. We're in trouble here.
So yes, that is exactly what you find. So there are these sewer rats or street rats or whatever they are. They're big, serious city rats.
I'm fetched them, by the way. So
yes, you can have a whole bag of them because they are currently deactivated at the moment. But yeah, they have little backpacks, and they have cyber enhanced jaws, but they are mostly organic. And you definitely, they have on their little backpacks, they have 2 little stubby antennae looking things, kind of like from old cell phones. And Sophie says, you are very insightful, Diesel. They seem to be working on their own little shortwave network.
Neat.
That's how they're staying off the net.
Good.
And they also seem to be, and so that's what the first little transmitter thing is on there. And then they also seem to be doing, it's escaping me, but there's a
GPS locating or something.
No. It's the wireless battery charging.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called at the moment, but I had it written down anyways. But basically they're able to transmit not only information, but energy between the different battery packs. in them.
Tesla system, whatever they call it. I know what you're talking about.
Yep. And so they
All
daisy
right.
chain is what it seems like. And Sophie's got an idea. She said, "Yeah, I got an idea of what their signal is before you knocked them out."
Good.
So we don't have a hacker. So do we have anyone hacker-ish? I'm really
Kittens.
regretting not being the hacker.
Kittens can
That's
do
true.
everything
You.
a hacker can
That's
do and
true.
more.
We do have you.
She just can't walk through a door.
So I think that I'm going to call you Pepe. I think that I'm probably going to nickname you Pepe. I'm sorry, but all I can think of is Pepe Le Pew.
Corporal Pepe.
Corporal Pepe, sure. So Corporal Pepe, can you
Yes.
splice into their signal
Of course I can.
without them finding out?
Well, I'll make a valiant attempt.
They've already lost these things, so they know that something's up. So
Don't worry, we shall play the game of cat on the mouse.
we need to keep
Hold on.
moving. We can't stay here.
All right, I'm going to try to.
Still drilling, still driving.
I'm
Okay.
going to take over one of the cyborg rats.
Excellent. Are you waking it up?
No, I'm going to try to take it over first.
Excellent. All right. So I'm going to say that's easy. You've got it already in control. Are you going to have somebody like plug into it for you, or are you going in Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi.
Excellent. All right. So you
Watch the packet loss.
Yep. It's real.
We're terrible.
And so you to you this looks like a little digital tunnel, kind of like Coraline style or something like that, a little dream looking digital tunnel, and it is off of the regular net that you're used to, so it's going to be a you don't know where this goes necessarily.
I have no fear.
You have no fear. Excellent. And into the tunnel, Kittens goes. And down, deeper into the net you go, deeper into this off its own little network. And you're being sneaky, so you don't want them to see you right now. So you already mentioned that. Great. So I'm going to say you can see that there are lots of little different connections in this network all over the place. You can see that from doing this, it's probably, there's like general chatter going on. You can hear, it doesn't take that long to kind of decode the weird little rat brain communications that they're doing, but it's a lot of like reconnaissance stuff right now. And but they are reporting, 5 of the swarm are missing. Not sure what happened to them.
Okay, I want to report back all clear.
To the team?
No, to our potential enemies here. Like,
Oh,
everything's fine, nothing's broken.
Excellent on your end. Because they're sending, they're trying to, you become, those 5 rats have become disconnected from the network, and so they're like pinging them.
I'm going to let them know. I'm going to say signal disrupted, everything's okay.
Excellent restarting or whatever. Yeah, signal disrupted, beautiful. And forgot to give it again. Wonderful. And so all right, they're going to say, well, let us know whenever you've got, whenever you've reestablished, continue tracking whatever vehicle that entered into the sewer.
Okay, and I'll tell them, I said, understood, and I'll like a little mouse. Last known coordinates, opposite direction. Heading
Opposite direction. Excellent. All right. Excellent. And then they say, we'll send new members of the swarm to reinforce you in that opposite direction. So great. Excellent. And then so Judy's taken the wheel, and you guys are going to continue trundling down deeper into the sewers.
Indeed.
Beautiful. And so you get to a crossroads in your connection map, and that's to go the fastest route now is going to be to transition over to the larger subway tunnels.
Okay.
Now at this point you got to go deeper. You've kind of reached low as deep as the sewer lines are going. So now you're going to have to go into the old Atlanta metro lines.
Okay. We'll drill down.
We are headed
And
into a dark place called Marta.
Yes, you are. These are the old Marta lines. And so this place is very unmaintained. It is but larger, so you have much more space to spread out and stuff like that. But now you're getting deeper and closer.
Okay, while they are doing all that, I'm looking over these rats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you mentioned they had like augmented jaws.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do they look like they might be capable of cutting holes
Oh, definitely.
with those jaws? So
Oh, definitely.
the idea is that these rats actually got in there and got the materials and then got out with them while none of us noticed.
Yeah, that's my thought as well.
Okay.
That is what it seems. Yes,
And remembering
Yes, that was
my
my thought
fridge,
when
it's like, yeah, remembering my fridge, there would be enough room for a rat to get up underneath it and do that.
Yeah, that was my
Okay.
thought when we figured out they were rats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Now,
one
you're
of the things
faster than I am.
They are faster and sneaky. And one of the things that you also notice is that on their teeth, they have like little vampire clip looking teeth. And so they probably got on one of the like Ethernet cables or something like that connected to Kitten's server and just like clipped into that.
A violation.
I know.
They
By
would pay for
rats.
this.
And my explanation for AFK was and not paying attention to what's going on is I told Judy to take over the wheel because I needed to grab a drink because she forgot to bring me a margarita from Throne again. So I
We
went
don't
into
serve
the back.
margaritas. We serve beer.
So I went in and dug into the back for a drink.
Excellent.
If you want a margarita, you go to your own club.
That's right. I do want. I was
What about a
thinking the other
beer-rita?
day. Beerita. We are really close to hitting our limit for Axon Punk, and so we're thinking of we've got ideas for stretch goals, but we're thinking of other ideas as well. And one of the things that I kind of kicked around, and this came up from another actual play, was making an Axon Punk recipe book for fun. And margaritas are definitely something that I would put in there because you got to have like lime is really important to get your nutrients and stuff like that for the mega cities. And there's a bunch of really interesting dwarf citrus that you can grow. And like, I don't know, just like freaking geek out about making a margarita in 2085. So carrying on, but you pull out some of these cool dwarf limes and you make yourself a proper margarita and it ain't that bad.
But as for the fact that limes and oranges and such are very important for scurvy, apparently in like the 15th or 1800s, I forget which, but they discovered that pine needles have a similar thing. So when you're short citrus, you brew pine needles into tea or pine soup, and you drink it, and it also combats scurvy. It's very high in the same nutrient.
They're still
including
taught to
vitamin
do
C.
that.
Yep.
It just tastes like
incorporated
pine
that.
needles.
Tastes like
Yeah,
pine
it's not
needles.
very tasty, but I also incorporated it into my survivalist novel. So yeah,
That's
I concur.
awesome. I want to write that down.
My
Well-
unpublished style.
Corporal Kittens manifests a sifter of wine and stands next to you.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to see Corporal Kittens drink that, whether he has to stick his muzzle down in the glass to lap it up, or whether he actually drinks it like a human.
Like that.
Okay.
Good.
That's fine.
Good. While Judy was driving, you guys transitioned from the sewer section into, you got basically to the bottom of the sewer lines. You now transition down into the old subway lines. You're in the old Marta lines beneath Atlanta. So this is starting to get to the unstable part, but it's wider and there's more space for you guys to move around. And but you've still got your coordinates, and so you can keep going. You can have Sophie scanning for you guys. But right now, she says it seems like we've gotten past the kind of exterior network that is patrolling the surface. Now we're on the inside.
Is there an AI that's controlling them?
Ooh,
Their end?
well,
A rat king?
Rat King.
perhaps. Well, Kittens is traveling in the network. Do you want to go deeper and try and get to where the orders are coming from?
Absolutely. I might
Katie,
find
this
the
better not be
digital
another X of
information
you.
that was stolen from me.
Katie, this better not be
Excellent.
another X of yours.
Look, I can't help that I'm so charming and debonair. I've broken a lot of digital hearts.
And DeBoner is right.
Phenomenal. All right, now to go deeper, I want you to give me let's do a flow plus sneak check.
Alrighty. So let's see, that's 20, and then flow is, okay. Yes, so it'll be 37 plus whatever I roll, okay? Okay, that is a 57 total.
57 total. All right. Well, you are cruising through this network, and you take up a lot more data. Like data has space in this world, and so you are much bigger. And so the rats in the network are starting to kind of sniff you out, and they're like, "You seem like different than we are." And so this is where we can engage what we call the exhaustion mechanics in Axon Punk. I can't remember if we mentioned that. I don't think we did. But in Axon Punk, if you get a bad roll, these are some of your lifestyle moves to use exhaustion. So you might have seen it on your character sheets if you've been reading. But the general rule for how exhaustion tokens works is that if you, after a roll, you can take an exhaustion token to get a plus 30 bonus to that roll you just made. So you're in the moment, you want to dig deeper. For most people, it's like, straining your muscles and going harder. But for kittens, you're going to have to write some sloppy code that you're going to have to debug later or defrag or something like that later.
Oh no! Mickey Mouse ears and a cone nose. I am one of you! On his uniform.
I'm different from you. What are you talking about? I am just a larger rat. I am how you say, wolf rat. Yes. Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Excellent. All right. And you dig deeper. And so for everyone can use exhaustion. The first 2 tokens are free. And then after that, you get a minus 10 for each token in excess of 2. So for 3, it's minus 10. For 4, it's minus 20, and so on. And you can have as many exhaustion tokens as you want to. But Judy, Street Mercs have an exhaustion token. You can skill, you can do shove it to interrupt things. Diesel, you can do a redirect. And those are, I think, the immediate ones. And Diesel, you can do overclock, where you can take exhaustion before the roll to get a plus 40 instead of plus 30. So
Okay, looking for my
Kittens
redirect
digs deep.
on my sheet.
Oh, that's Diesel. So that's the street.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
cyberized.
Okay.
Yeah, you just use regular exhaustion for things. I don't think
I
it's
thought
any
I heard
class
you say
moves.
my name before that. I'm like, I don't see that. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So you push deeper, you put on your mouse nose, you squeak, squeak. You're going to have to scrub those ears off later. You go further.
Make fun of me for this.
They're going to make fun of you for this. And so you go deeper into the network, and so you got, definitely, there are hundreds of these rats that are crawling around and doing different things. Now your lower nodes in the network, you can see that there are, other rat teams. Some of them are just on surveillance around. Some of them have their own little order packets that seem to be going off and doing their own little missions. The Musketeer. Yes, and so, but you do see a base node that is all tied up to in this.
Jackpot.
The jackpots. And as you get closer to it, a face forms in the data, and it says, welcome back to the nest. Dispense your, download your data there, or kind of gives you different orders. This is definitely, there is an AI that is at the base of this thing, and it is upon initial things, it looks like kind of like a home defense AI type thing, but it's been spliced with other like rat instincts, and so it's twitchy. Is one of the first things. Yeah, exactly. Is one of the first things that you see on it. But it is. There's kind of a complex haze of data in here. Has its kind of organizing things. But yes, and that is. And you sense that there is. The AI is not the only one giving orders here. There is another being giving orders from outside of the net. It doesn't take long to figure that out.
All right. I look at the giant face. Oh, it is good to be back. I will be more than happy to hook up into the network.
Mm-hmm. Yes, download the data, serve the swarm as we do what the master. I should have a better name. What the doctor says we should do.
Oh, of course, the doctor, of course. Absolutely. Be more than happy to follow the orders of the good doctor. Mm-hmm. Just like a nice little mouse. Squeak, squeak.
Squeak, squeak.
Okay, I'm going over to the data now.
All right.
I want to try and learn everything I can about this now that I'm hooked right up into their data.
All right. So you're filtering through stuff, like there's, files have chunks and stuff like that. So you're going through things as surreptitiously as you can. And, but the AI that's kind of managing a lot of the swarm is pretty busy and doesn't take that long to ignore and move on to other things. And so let's switch back to the drill vehicle. The four of you, or the three of you that are in there still, it doesn't take long before Sophie says, we've got some more blips on the radar. Looks like we're being tailed. Not rats this time, something bigger.
It's an electronic again.
Yes, we've got more, magnetic waves indicating electricity transfer and things like that. The signals are considerably larger than a rat, but smaller than what our friend Diesel is giving off, I would say. It's bigger than a bread box.
If Diesel wants to go out there, I will once again back him up with my little drone that has an EMP on it ready to blow it.
Well, let me get a measure of what we got out there.
Have you been recharging it?
Yes, I have. When we're inside, I don't know how long it takes to recharge, but while we've been inside, I've been recharging it. All right, excellent.
Okay, well, since I am fairly good with sneaking, I'm going to slide out of the tank.
So has 2 hours passed? Because if not, I don't have the EMP right now.
Not yet. I would let you make a engineering check if you want to do like a condensed
fast charge.
Sure, let's try that.
Yeah. So I would say data bank plus hardware.
I rolled a 60 on the dice. And my use of hardware is plus 20. And then what stat did you say? Data bank?
Let's do data bank.
Data bank? Okay, so that's plus 43, so that's 103.
All right, now, yeah, you got another use out of it.
Okay.
You might have to, it's probably gonna.
I jacked it into the drone, so it's taking power from the drone. So afterwards, I'll have to charge the drone as well. So I won't have either of them for a few hours after this.
Sweet trade-offs. Yeah.
I'm willing to take trade-offs and flaws.
Excellent. Yeah, Axon Punk is all. That's how we resolve a lot of these things is trade-offs.
Awesome.
So excellent. So the drone with its grabby arm, and Buzzsaw flies out with the EMP bomb on its back. Diesel's sneaking around, and with your cyber eyes, it doesn't take and enhanced ears. You see you hear the sound of paws on concrete, and you see that there is a pack of cyber enhanced feral dogs that is following you guys now.
I relay this information via my link, and hopefully the EMP weapon will work again.
You can try it.
Okay, I'm going to slide out of the possible field of fire for that, and before I say go ahead and shoot.
Okay, and I'll shoot.
All right, give us a roll.
Sure thing. Ooh, 36 is the die.
All right.
Use hardware, so this is plus 43, so that is going to be 79.
All right. Okay. Well, the dogs rolled poorly on their dodge check, and so I'm going to say you take out a good amount of the herd or of the little pack. But I'm going to say 2 of them are out of the radius, and they felt they're connected to their squad mates or whatever, and pack mates. And they felt them get knocked down. They are,
and that's the point where I start shooting.
Yep.
Excellent.
And my little drone comes running back to me going, beep, 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 almost out of battery. Beep, 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 gets in.
Excellent.
Now I'm out for a few hours on both.
Great.
Okay, so firing a weapon.
Yes, so you're going to add your flow check to this.
Okay, so that's a base of 15. And then is there a skill for actually using the firearm?
So your main martial arts training is in Long Fist, and so that is where your main bonus is. And so just for these demo characters, you don't have like a standard firearm bonus.
Okay, well then I'm not going to be very good at this. So I'm going to go on ahead and take an exhaustion token and overclock.
All right.
And try to add up on that. So that'll add 40.
Excellent.
So I'm at a base of 55. Let's just do this over here real quick.
Great.
And the result is 6. Yay.
All right.
6 plus 45 is 51. Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
All right. Well, it's more than that, right? Because it's 40 plus
my flow, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
right,
so that's 50. That makes it 55, and I rolled a 6.
Great. So, all right. So 61. So the dogs are much faster than you expected, and so they weave and dodge through the hail of bullets.
Damn it!
And they make they're gonna come up and leap and try and bite you.
Okay.
For the drama.
Okay. Well, I've got redirect.
Ooh.
So I'll spend that other exhaustion token right now.
All right. So we're at
and
2
redirect.
So let's see what their attack roll is. So roll a dodge check for me, which is similar to the attack you just rolled. So just add your 15 flow. Okay, excellent. All right. So you
67.
Great. So they so you managed to let's see what the other one rolled. You control the first one, dodge the first one, second one. Excellent. So actually hold on. They have bonuses. So the second one is going to miss you. The first one's going to hit you. And so if you want to use that redirect token, you can turn both of them into misses.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Excellent. Cool.
And I've got 2 exhaustion tokens burnt now.
Right. Yeah. So you're not feeling it yet, but next time you will. And
well, they're in melee range now, so yeah.
Absolutely.
Now they're the ones in trouble.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know exactly how you run combat in this game, but you did a very good job. Thank you.
You did. Yeah.
In the meanwhile, I'll thank you right after I get done taking care of the rest here.
Staying alive.
Yeah. So we do group initiative for for combat, and so it's basically you get like an action, and you get 2 actions, one of which can be an attack, and so I would say that first attack was your like surprise round, and so now we can go to like kind of proper group initiative, and so that everyone can jump in if they want to, or you can lead Diesel with your just straight up attacks if you want to.
Well, that's pretty much what I was planning on doing.
You're the closest one to action.
So I will take action. I will use my long fist kung fu to try to take one of them out.
Excellent.
Using my incredible power arm.
Sweet.
So let's see. Long fist kung fu is based on impact, which is a base of 25, and then plus 20 for the skill. So there's 45.
Excellent.
What did he roll? Did he roll something really good?
94.
They're very agile.
Wow.
They're very agile.
All righty.
He
Well,
saw
we'll
it
see what I
coming.
come up with.
Bounce.
RD100, and we get 79. I wasn't bad.
He studied
Okay.
boxing.
79 plus, 80 plus 25 would be 105 plus 20 would be 125, 124.
All right, excellent. Yeah, that's going to hit them. And so
Okay.
even with their bonuses on top of that. So yeah, so you tell me how does Diesel, you come down with them with your cyber arm. You already explained it. So then you roll damage, which I think is a D8 plus 1.
D8 plus 1, yep. Hang on. D8 plus 1. Dash R, 1D8. 8 maxed out on damage, so that's total of 9.
Fantastic. Yeah, your heavy arm comes down and separates it breaks its neck, or however you want to disconnect this thing. But that first feral dog is definitely out of commission.
Okay.
And you can see that they've basically got larger, less sophisticated versions of the backpacks that the rats have on them.
Longer range, though, I would imagine.
You took out one of the 2 dogs that is remaining. There's one left that's snarling at you right now. And so you've already done your one attack for the round. Do you want to move or do something else? Before that, I'll pass it off to one of your teammates.
I will try to roll free, get a little space, and for the time being, the assault rifle is cast aside, and I'm drawing the handgun.
Sick. Love
Okay.
it. All right, so yeah, I'm going to say you don't have to roll for that. You use your move action to tumble away,
And then somebody else can take it.
Yeah. So who wants to go next? We've got a dog barking, snarling outside.
How close is this happening to in relation to the tank?
I would say
Is
within
it
gunshot.
just outside? Okay.
Probably. Let's see. So the dogs were fairly far away. Drone came out, hit them. A couple survived. Charged at Diesel. So I'm going to say you're maybe 30 feet away.
Okay.
If
If
that
that
there with a single move.
if that is the case, Judy will pop herself out the back hatch and take aim at the dog that is about to leap at Diesel
Excellent.
and shoot it.
Excellent. Diesel just tumbled out of the way, so you've got a good opening to shoot at it. And so you have a flechette rifle, which is silenced, and you're kind of maybe if you could try and do kind of a sneak attack kind of thing. Judy is trained in ninjutsu.
Indeed.
And so this is kind of since you're doing something. This sounds fairly ninja-y. Have you done sneak attacks like this in your past, Judy?
Oh, without a doubt.
Without a doubt, and have training in them. So yeah, so you would add your flow plus your ninjutsu training, which is a plus 10 bonus on top of your flow.
Okay. Okay, I rolled a 34 plus the 32 is going to be 66.
All right. So the dog is cyber enhanced and really fast, and so your your shot, you feel concerned that your shot is going to go wide unless you push yourself to extra focus and take an exhaustion token. Do you want to do that, or let the shot go wide?
I will let the shot go wide.
All right. The flechette bounces off of one of the railroad ties or whatever it is, and the dog continues to pounce around and try and get back onto Diesel. Excellent. Do you want to do so? Yeah, you move to pop out, and then you shot.
Mm-hmm.
And so excellent. So then let's go on to I guess Caleb is already in the network, so you can't participate. Alice, do you want to do something, or Margarita, do you want to do something with your drone? It's out there.
Yeah, I would. Well, actually, no. My drone is returning because my drone is literally going, 10% power, 10% power.
Beep beep beep.
Yeah, beep 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 beep. So it's returning. So I would not be using a drone at this point. How far is it from us if I pop out of the hatch up top?
It's going to be about. I would say it's 20 feet away from you right now.
Okay, so I can totally shotgun it.
You
Pop
can.
out the top, shotgun.
Lovely, a shotgun in here.
I'm really hoping she's got it on full choke, because if it's open choke, I'm hamburger out here.
Well, it's either that or I start throwing bombs, and I do
No,
have
go ahead,
bonuses
shoot.
for throwing bombs.
No,
but
shotgun sounds much more delightful.
Yes, please.
I have demolitions, which means if I start throwing explosives, I get bonuses, but I don't think I want to do that right now. Oh, let me just roll. So, okay, so rolling 100, and what do I add on this one?
So you are. You're doing your shooting, so you add your flow, and you don't have any martial arts training, so you
Nope.
just use your flow, and then you can add exhaustion on top of it if you want to.
Okay.
Oh man, why am I rolling so friggin' well?
Oh my gosh, you are rolling very well.
Hateful DM dice, that is why.
Apparently. Well, you can you add up your bonuses, and you can hit them with an exhaustion token if you want to.
Okay, so my flow is 12.
Okay.
So that's and yeah, sure, I'll take an exhaustion token.
All right, so 1 for Margarita. Excellent. All right, so then yeah, you have to push extra hard or something like that, and so your shot rings, and you deal a D12 damage with a shotgun.
Okay. So let me roll a d12. That's 7 points.
Okay. All right, 7 points. That's going to be enough to take out the cyber-enhanced dog, even with its armaments and things like that. And so you're right, Diesel. She had it on the appropriate amount of choke, and you feel the whistle of the shot go by, but none of it sticks in you. And so you guys have 2 dead cyber-enhanced dogs and 4 sleeping ones.
Quick question. I have a ranged weapon for stun gun. What's the range on the stun gun? Because I don't see one.
Oh yeah, that's right. We don't have that.
But
on
it
the
is
character
listed
sheet.
as a ranged weapon, not melee. So it's not the zzz.
No, it is the it is so yeah, I think that one's like 30 or 40 feet right now. I think that seems reasonable. Yeah, 10 meters. It seems good. I'm sure I looked it up in the book. I think we got it. My editor was pretty good about trying to keep
You can look
track
it
of
up
stuff like
later.
that.
Let's keep going right
We'll
now.
look it up
I'm not
later.
going to use it
I
in this
know.
combat.
Yeah. But great. And so, do you want to leave the sleeping dogs where they are lying, or do you want to take them with you, or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna snag one of them, but I'm gonna coup de grace him on the way out.
All right.
So it's like I'm gonna administer some way to kill it, and then I'm gonna bring it with me
Excellent.
back to the tank.
Specimen acquired. And excellent. So you're back in the tank. You are trundling your way down. You navigate to the different other places, but you feel comfortable. that you are getting
And-
close to the end. Yeah.
As we're getting close to the end, I realize that I'm pretty strung out already, so I'm going to go ahead and pop a cowboy to
Yeah,
gain back a exhaustion token.
Excellent.
looking at him. She's gonna give him another cowboy because he's looking peaked.
Yes, Judy's got big pockets when it comes to the chems.
Okay, that's nice. So 2 exhaustion tokens back.
All right. So you are feeling
And then I
great.
roll a d6. I'm just going to do it here real quick.
Sure.
For 5 hours is what I've rolled.
All right. Yeah. So those won't catch up with you for 5 hours.
Okay.
Cool. And so that's probably enough time to get out, get to a bed, get a good meal in you, and but yeah, cool. All right, Diesel, you're feeling fresh. You're feeling good, and so Caleb, you are in the network with the rat thing, and so you are finding all kinds of interesting stuff in this network. So you are finding.
Colin?
Hmm?
Among that, I would like you to please involve my background, my trouble.
Oh, I would love that.
Cool. Among what he finds, he will find information about my trouble. Which I know
Awesome.
you're well aware of what my trouble is, but I would like to...
I'm looking for mine too, since
I'd
mine's
like to
a
involve
digital
it a little.
packet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why would the cartel want to be in the sewers?
Excellent. So you find you're sorting through that data, Caleb. The majority of what you find in that data is hacked and stolen corporate files. And so somebody's been going through and stealing corporate programs, corporate algorithms, and things like that, and they're using a lot of this rat network is built from this hijacked, stolen corporate software.
How mad would the corporations be if they found out all this was stolen?
Pretty mad.
Good.
Whoever did this thieving seemed to have was very good at their corporate theft.
Very good. After I'm done with all this, then I want to send some emails with the data trail to every corporation.
Mm-hmm. Yes, to get this kind of stuff, you would need some back entrances, some things like that. Some back doors, and just the heavens is what they call the corporate space up above you. And so no, this is some pretty flash tech, but it's clearly stolen, clearly hacked, and clearly reworked. That's
Okay.
the first general kind of color of the data around you. And similar thing with the AI that is kind of one of the operators for the rat network is a hacked corporate AI defense kind of home defense algorithm thing. And you definitely yes, there are definitely some orbital things going on, lots of satellites and stuff like that. And so I know that's something my brother wants to get more into, is kind of the neuromancer style orbital space station stuff, and that's part of the fun of the expansion So,
I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
Oh no, you're great. And but because the mega corporations are really, really important, and so they are. So yes, but among this, there are many other stolen files, and so this person is clearly I'm going to say you don't find your immediate file, Kittens, but you find stashes of other stolen and hacked files, including a something basically like a wanted ad for Margarita Rivera from one of these from the
Mexican cartel.
From the Mexican cartel. And so there is some clear link between somehow that this was the target that was on you guys, but it doesn't seem like whoever is working for the Mexican cartel. It seems like they just used it as to be like, oh, this is a cool target, they want her, I want her too.
How much of this data can I copy?
That's a good question. You're stuffing your rat costume full of data.
There are little pockets in my uniform. Put it in my leather satchel.
Yeah, so I'm going to say, yeah, you can copy quite a bit of it. But you, while you're doing this, the defense AI, you see it perk up, and it's like, detecting strange seismic activity in the area of the nest. Something incoming. Assemble the swarm. Return to base.
Uh-oh. Stuff faster.
And so yeah, Kittens is forming. Do you want to do? Yeah. So your reaction to this is to stuff more data.
Obsessed.
I think also I want to try and give them some false data. Like it's just a small earthquake, like a minor tremor.
Or maybe it was that dance party you heard about.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Give me a roll, and you have a program. You have a lifestyle move called Lies.
Yes, lies.
After all, can't you hear the rhythmic? It's obviously music.
It is.
Because Margarita already set up the resonance.
So soul and sneak, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
So that'll be plus 40 to wherever this is.
Yep.
I rolled 92 on the die, so that's 132.
All right. Fantastic. Okay. And
You're such a good liar.
20.
I am the best.
No wonder you have so many ex-girlfriends.
Oh, of course. I just give them all the promises that I don't intend to keep. Flowers and chocolates and...
Of course, you realize that Sophia is monitoring this line too.
But not you, my lovely Sophia.
Only his ex-girlfriends, not his current girlfriend.
Absolutely not. You are my number one.
Player.
My true zero.
My true own.
And meanwhile, Sophia and I are texting on the smartphone. Yeah, this is why you never trust any men. They're all players.
Technically, I am not a man. I am a cat person.
Wonderful, excellent. Well, you say, it's this crazy conga line dance party thing. It's not actually a tank that's heading our direction. And so, it's like cross referencing. We do detect repeating patterns, indicative of human music. But still, they are very close to the net. To the nest. I am concerned that they may discover it.
Sophia, can you track where Corporal Kitten is right now, and give us a bearing, roughly?
I think it's time for a distraction for my friends. Can an AI attack another AI?
Oh, definitely.
Right.
So earlier I had asked if we had detected another AI because I did want to suck it up, but we found the node, but we never actually found I heard that there was stuff talking, but I didn't know if that was actually officially an AI or just a pre-recorded type of thing. So, but I do want to involve myself if it does turn out to be an AI, please.
Oh yes, yeah. No, he's the scientist definitely has an AI that he has hooked into as kind of the main node. Okay, of the rat net.
I will definitely involve myself in the situation when you give me an opportunity.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. But so for Sophie to get a signal to Kittens, it would reveal your location. I would say probably.
Let's say, can we ping it through this cyber dog that we've got?
Ooh.
We've got multiple cyber dogs that I EMP.
Well, we've got cyber rats and we've got dogs, at least.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's a good way you could do that without revealing his location.
I EMP'd, I think he said 3 cyber dogs. So if we dragged all of them in, we have 3 unconscious cyber dogs to work.
Excellent. Yeah, so you can use, I'm totally gonna, I love that idea. Using the CyberDog hardware, you ping kittens, and, and it just looks like a random kind of ping to the network anyways, no big deal. But yeah, kittens, within that message, there is a special wink or tag that you recognize
In the metadata.
as from Sophia.
In the metadata, there's a big meow.
Oh. Hello. Maybe after work, dear.
Well, she in that it indicates that you guys are that.
I
the,
regret setting
team-
up stuff for you at times, Caleb.
You have no one to blame but yourself, my friend.
Excellent. Sophie says that the tank is getting within close range of the nest. You guys are going to hit visuals pretty soon, like on her cameras and things like that. And so she says, team incoming, prepare for whatever we're going to do.
And in the tag, I wanted Sophia to ask if there was an AI I could boost.
Yes, excellent. Yeah. But
he is a rat.
But he is a rat.
You've dated worse.
No, I've never dated a rat.
I said worse.
Love it. Yes. So I would say, kittens, you have some different programs that could use. I think you've got like corruption and Tengu, some things like that. You can, and you can, or you could try and use, basically be like a targeting thing for Margarita's. Like basically, I could imagine you like basically trying to tag the AI so that Margarita's ghost trap.
Yeah, let's do that. I like that one. Yeah.
Cool.
Sticker. I just picture that he's using star stickers. You get a star, you get a star, you get a star.
Actually, what I'll do is I'll walk up to the guy and go, "Here, would you hold this for a second?"
And he's like, sure, my little rat friend. Why?
It is an important data packet. I thought you might want to look at it personally.
I'm a 30-second bomb. 29, 28, 27.
Oh.
Wonderful. Awesome. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to say, you can, let's do the ZX. Let's see. How suspicious. Yeah, no, you handed him a weird data packet. The AI has a bunch of different arms and things like that. So another little arm kind of comes out of it and grabs your data packet. And
is he all tentacles?
There's some weird tentacles going on, like rat tentacle thing, like like out of his furry body, like an extra arm comes out or something like that.
Like a king rat.
Like
a whole bunch of rats with their tails tangled together.
It's so horrible.
Oh.
Yes.
Pull up my computer and search for that tag and grab it. So so it's going to be data bank and use hardware, so that's going to be plus 43. So 100.
All right.
Plus
so
43.
to do this, you're going to have to get closer physically.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you're
But
going to
you
want
can-
to make me re-roll later. If so, that's fine. But otherwise, if I get to keep that, that's a total of 136.
We'll keep that. Excellent.
Thank you.
Absolutely. But he is the
Does
AI.
she have to get physically closer, or can we get a node closer? Can I
want to
grab
get
one of the
the-
dogs and get it closer?
I want the ghost trap closer.
Okay.
Yeah, my ghost trap, I've got a little mechanism for it. I've got a special hard drive that I need closer. I would usually normally use my drone, but as we covered, my drone is out of service right now because I would have used my
Yes.
drone.
It is. And so, yes, so you guys are pulling up the tank, and you can see Sophia pulls up in the, the inside data port thing that there is, he seems to be holed up in a old maintenance room looking thing. And that's kind of like built into the wall of the subway, but there's a clear door and maybe some windows that are boarded up. And it seems, she says, it seems like he is inside of there, and all of the hardware and stuff like that. That is the host to the AI. So you can get, if you can get the ghost trap, not even inside, just relatively close to the outside of that place. But you might want to look out for surveillance cameras or traps or other things like that.
Do you need me to sneak in there?
Yep. At that point, if we're close enough, pop my trap.
All right. Sounds good. So are you going to get out of the tank?
Yes, I
Judy?
am. I have to get out of the tank to do this.
Excellent. Excellent. So it's Margarita and Judy going in there. Is everybody getting out?
I'm getting out, but only to cover our means of escape, just in case.
Smart.
So it's a Wi-Fi based thing, right? That I'm
Yes.
doing? Okay.
Yes. Yes. But between there, I'm going to say, Judy, let's do a roll for looking for traps, or I'm going to say, you definitely, one quick thing, you can see that there's surveillance cameras on the outside of the little shelter thing that he's got set up.
Okay. So yeah, Judy is basically going to take point, get looking for the cameras, finding where to sneak, where to go, and guiding Margarita in.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, so then let's do a flow plus sneak for you too.
Okay, as soon as she finds the first camera, I have an idea I'd like to try, but she needs to point out the camera to me.
Great.
Damn. That's a 99 on the dice.
Phenomenal. Oh yeah, you can see that there are
sneak and flow of 32. Math is
something great.
41.
Phenomenal. Yeah, no, you are killing it. So you so you identified that there are there are security cameras set up, but they're also hidden among the rubble and things like that, that there are tripwires, explosives and stuff like that that are set up. But you can see that there are little paths
Someone
designed.
did not want anyone else in here.
Mm-hmm. But there are little paths designed for small feet through the traps. And you, with your nimble self, and can pick a path through and get close enough to do, pass it over to Margarita. You've identified cameras and traps. What were you thinking?
I wanted to, once she pointed out the first camera to avoid, I wanted to pause and see if I could utilize my my burner cell as a signal booster to basically boost the signal of my ghost trap.
Okay. That seems like an interesting idea.
I figure if I'm so far away, that I don't have a hub to jump off of, but now I do have something, so.
Okay. Nice. All right, excellent. And you've got Kittens has tagged it already for you, so you've got a little mirror chain going on. So yeah, so I would say at that point you're close enough, and to use that as the node. So that's awesome.
No, Sophie, I won't tell him that. I'm using the phone right now. Hold on.
Send. Or it's more like receive, I guess, in this case.
Exactly.
And so, okay, excellent. So you got a 136. So you totally deal. So you lock on the AI is in there, and oh god, okay, yep, you rolled a 4. So, and as Kitten says, goodbye and bonjour. No, whatever you said.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. That's right.
Au revoir.
French. There, it looks down at you, and then it kind of has a silent scream as it is stretched out of like a weird dimension and gets pulled, and ghost trap style or Pokeball style. It shakes.
He's got to catch them all.
And it gets
And-
yanked into the ball pit.
It gets yanked into the ball pit, into the ball pit for you. And so and so we might, you can make AI trapping like as involved of a process as you kind of want to, but we're already rocking and rolling. I love the idea of you sneakily deactivating this thing. And so so the AI comes out and you can see it. It's in the ball pit, and it immediately like goes up next to the window and is like, "Hey, like, what do you? Oh my God, bad things are gonna happen." And so the exterior defenses.
Hold on, I'd just like to point out, I did say it was a Chuck E. Cheese style room at the beginning. Okay, so now it has a rat.
More like a hell pit abomination, but still a rat.
Well done. Well done.
So
Oh my God, check out
now that this AI is gone, I'm gonna slide right in.
Hey, guys.
Hello! Meet the new boss.
Oh.
Same as the old boss.
Oh no, I am superior, for I am a cat.
Okay.
Well, Kitten, we need to get the rest of the data out of there. We need to find out where they put everything, and we need to know who our Dr. Doolittle is so we can fix the rest of the problem.
Of course, mon ami. I'd be more than happy to do all of that for you.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Of course. My friends, do you have a place to store all of this data? Because it's quite a bit, and I'm afraid I don't have enough within my being to hold all of it.
Hang
It's
loose.
a lot.
Sophia, can you got any data room to spare?
Yes, definitely. And
And
since
what about kind of data
direct
storage?
transfer?
What about these data dogs and data rats we've got? Do they have any kind of storage capability?
Oh, definitely. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We can. We can pipe that data onto those hard drives and them. That's a
Okay.
good idea.
I've got used hardware, so I can help. Hopefully.
Excellent. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you are, I'm going to say you don't even have to roll for that because you've already got the tech.
Okay.
You've got Sophie helping, and you're rigging it all up. And so you are channeling that data. And so, so they've been doing a fair amount of hacking. I'm going to say at this point, Caleb, Kittens found your stolen data that was in there. But while you get a message, check in from the doctor. There was I had there was a 3 microsecond lapse in control. Is everything all right? King Rat or whatever we call you.
Yes, Doctor. Everything is fine. It's all just hunky-dory. My little friends are out gathering data for you. Just a little short. Everything's good.
Well, there's been a few little shorts in the system lately. I'm pretty nervous. And well, keep your eyes peeled. And
Absolutely. I'm happy to help.
Yes. Did that dance party disturbance clear itself? They move on?
No, it seems to be still going on, so, we might have a few more disturbances. Yeah. Do you want me to send some rats and scare everyone away?
Yes, I would say recall. He gives you a 30 some number. Recall 200 rats for reinforcements in case the dance party gets too close.
Will do.
I'm going to send those rats straight to him with the orders to kill.
Harsh indeed. All right.
Justice.
You should not have stolen my data.
All right. Well then, Judy and Margarita and Matt and Diesel are there, kind of like hiding in the shadows. you hear the skitter of little feet, and there are dozens of rats cyber-enhanced rats come skittering by you as they head towards little rat doors in the service entrance, or like the service booth thing. And the orders are to attack him.
Oh yeah, eat him.
Eat him. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Are you guys? Is the rest of the team gonna go? Are you just gonna let this happen, or are you gonna wait? What are you guys doing?
If the defenses have been cleared, we should go in there and see if we can find the lost merchandise while we're at it.
We're pretty much looking for all the lost stuff.
Don't
Excellent.
worry, the occupant is occupied.
Yeah, I would think that at the moment we care about our stuff.
Yes. Excellent. All right. Well, as the aggressive rats stream inside, you definitely hear scuffling and screaming inside, and the sounds of smashing, and the sounds of there is a kind of like the sounds of there's crackles of electricity is one of the things that you hear.
I have enhanced hearing. I'm going to see if I can echolocate it.
Ah, excellent.
Just to make sure.
Yeah. And so you can have a kind of a visual inside of these of what's going on inside of the room, and based on the echolocations, you get that there is a human in there, and he's got some kind of like cattle prod type thing that he's using to fight off the rats that are attacking him. And so he's like shocking them, and it seems like he's been kind of backed into a corner, and he's trying to keep them back. But he is whoever made these. He is the person who made these rats. So there's a lot of them, but he's not. He was kind of expecting, slightly prepared for that rat uprising.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if there's a door to this place,
definitely,
I'm going to station myself by it.
All right.
Judy, if you wouldn't mind assisting me.
Certainly.
While they're doing that, I'm going to get busy deleting everything in this data, in these archives.
After you've copied it, thank you.
Well, yeah. So I've already transferred it.
He did
That's
that a while ago.
Good.
Great.
And is the door locked?
The door is locked.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to get that sucker open. So
I have lockpicks.
I want to bomb it.
Well,
I've been itching to use my bombs for a while. Okay.
No.
I'm the ninja. You brought the ninja.
I've been waiting to use my bombs all game. I have explosives.
No. Not yet. Soon, but not yet. Yeah, go ahead,
That's
Judy.
what
Open the
you
door.
always say. Soon.
Well, I let you use them the last time.
Excellent. Give me a flow plus sneak to open up that door.
All right.
Quietly.
That is a 28 on the die. Flow plus sneak is 38. So that is 66.
66. Okay, just enough. It was a medium check to hit this. And the lock clicks, and you have control of the door. So if you want to open it, you can.
Corporal Kitten, tell the rats to hold up for a second.
As you wish.
Thank you.
Nico
As soon as they're shut down, Judy, open the door.
She will draw her katana, so she is ready to engage in melee.
Oh, I'm looking at him. I'm going to give him the business end of my assault rifle here, but I'm not going to fire just yet. Okay.
And then open the door.
Thank you.
The door opens, and you see a hodgepodge lab that is currently in wild disarray, and there is a man in backed up into the corner who's holding this like cattle prod type thing, and there's a horde of rats that wreathe him, and with their glowing red eyes and little cyber-enhanced backpacks, the energy is practically visible, crackling between them with the density of their parallel computing and shared battery packs. They're basically like stacked on top of each other. There are other cages with other animals in here, mostly rats and dogs, but other like maybe some cats and things like that, or some raccoons, maybe some pigeons. And then lots of like there's surgical tables and little and there's lock boxes. Lots of lock boxes and a big old computer.
Good. I'll look at Dr. Doolittle. And I'll say, Dr. Doolittle, I presume.
And he says, so you're the ones that I've been seeing on my sensors.
Congratulations. You got one chance to walk out of here alive. You took some items from all of our people. I want them back, and I want them back now. All of them. Or I'm going to ventilate you here and feed the rats. You have to remember, I've got that ugly, featureless face going on right now, and he's on the business end of a whole lot of trouble. So
right, yeah, and there's like a wall of rats.
I'm trying to intimidate him. So
yeah, and he's bleeding already, and there is a
to help. I make the rats chitter, like just like a wave when he says feed to the rats. Just
Yeah, and because he is pinging you, AI. He is like he's sending you messages to try and like activate defenses. Why aren't you responding? Why is the swarm attacking? Why aren't I in control? And
then, well, I'm going to drop the pretenses now. Well, you aren't in control because you aren't talking to Misha Rat King anymore. You really should not have stolen my data. You silly little man.
Oh, no. So now his eyes widen even more. And he says, I see you are even deeper in my system. He says,
make the decision, make it now before I make it for you.
Take whatever you want. The lock boxes, I didn't keep track of what the rats took. I just
point them out to me.
He sends mental messages to the AI to if you'll still listen, they're probably in lockbox XY or Q.
I'm gonna track my dog tags with that GPS tag and try and find my specific box.
Exactly which one is yours.
Great. I'm gonna go run to it and take mine.
Excellent.
Okay. Let's get the rest of them and then let's get out of here.
Wonderful.
After all, after our friend notifies the corporations about who was responsible for thieving some of their data, I think somebody's going to have a lot of preoccupation.
About that, if we inform them, then they might need the evidence, and since we need the evidence wiped, I don't think informing them is going to do as much good, right?
We can leave the proprietary programs he stole.
Okay.
Without
my flash drive. Nothing about my flash drive or my dog tags will be left in there, right?
Correct. I can assure you that will happen.
Okay, because if otherwise, I'll make sure all your other ex-girlfriends find you. You know that, right, Pepe? I'm sorry, Corporal Pepe.
Why must you constantly threaten my beautiful person with such terrible threats? I thought we were friends.
We are friends. I'm just saying, make sure you do a really good job, please. Thank you, my friend.
You can guarantee. Have faith in your corporal, my fleshy friend.
Okay.
And the doctor says, "No, don't tell the corporation. I was, I was just testing the network. My plan. I was going to use it against them. They're the ones that I have the problem with."
You have a problem with the corporations.
So don't steal from the community if you're going to be stealing from corporations. You go after the corporations. You
had to test
little
it.
stain.
Mm-hmm.
Test it on someone not in your community.
And
Corporal
This is
Kitten.
Atlanta.
She does make an excellent point.
Don't
For a
test
scary death metal ninja, but one lady.
Corporal Kittens. Once we are out of here, I want you to liberate all the animals under his control.
Oh, of course. Of course, I will be your Pied Piper.
All right.
Viva la
Um,
revolution.
And so there is a bunch of other things in these lockboxes.
We'll figure out who they
Well, yeah,
belong to.
we'll take it all
Yeah,
and
take it all.
we go through his files so we know who they go to.
Excellent. So he has been stealing from multiple communities, and he's been basically kind of looking for what he would call like challenging targets. And so that's why he found somebody with a mob debt or a cartel debt. He found other people that he would consider challenging targets to test this on. And then, of course, that bit him in the ass. But there are other useful things that you found, other useful data files, other useful small objects that the rats could carry back with them. Is there anything that you guys want to... this is in Axon Punk, we have what we would call like narrative advances. And those happen when you complete a mission or when you solve a trouble. And so in this case, we would say you would get a narrative advance, so you would find something useful in his stockpile of stuff for you, in addition to just getting your own stuff back. So
Well, obviously, he was aiming for a specific corporate target, so we'll want to know the issue of said target, so that we might have some advantage over them in the future.
The Amazonian Corp.
Yup, absolutely. Those Amazons, these the Amazonians.
Yes, the Amazonians.
And they are, yes. And so he has been coordinating a strike. He's been stealing a bunch of data from them. He used to work for them. And you find within his data that he originally had started this idea of parallel computing and networking networking a team. He was actually doing it on his teammates at work. And so he was like getting into their cyberware and was trying to make them more parallel, and was deleting corporate the proprietary software to make space for his own homebrew stuff. They found him, they totally kicked him out and tossed him into the CZ, and he was pissed, burrowed deep into the where he thought it would be difficult to be found, and then started plotting his revenge.
My, you have been a naughty little boy, haven't you?
They made me do it!
Yes, I've heard all that before. You know, even as an AI, I am aware of the concept of free will.
You all promised me I'd get to hit someone with my wrench. I didn't get to hit anyone with my wrench.
Oh, go ahead and hit him. We're done here. We're done here. You can hit him.
Right.
Excellent. Are you going to knock him out with your wrench?
Yes, I'll knock him out with my wrench so that for when we carry him out.
Wonderful.
We're carrying him out.
Aren't we taking?
I promised he would live. I didn't say we were going to take him under our wing.
Oh no! But I figured we were going to take him out so that and drop him off in front of a corporation.
Oh no!
Ooh, maybe we could collect a bounty.
That would be like killing him, and I promised we wouldn't kill him.
Okay. Well, I'll knock him out before we leave.
Yeah, knocking him out is fine. I got a first aid kit. I'll treat him. We'll drop him on some street somewhere and let him fend for himself. But no. Anyway, my little narrative on the end of this is when we get some time later after this is all over, I'm going to ask Corporal Kitten if he can cross-reference the data that we downloaded and see if anything links up with that security code that I've got on the pendant for the Church of Tupac.
Nice. Yes, yeah, I'm going to say that there is indeed a cool cross-reference, and in your bedroom, a new node appears on the wall to further work on. Excellent.
And I pull out the stylus and begin connecting the dots.
Love it.
Virtually, of course.
Virtually.
Now don't do the crazy room thing.
No, it's all virtual. The nice part is I can go 3D in here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you're going to go the really crazy room.
Slightly.
So, Colin, at this point, are we fading to black?
I think we would. Oh no, you're going to release the network.
Yes.
That was the idea, right?
Yes.
And so, Kittens, as you release control of the rat network, you see that there are all of these little individual rat nodes that start scrambling around, and they start. The scrambling becomes less and less chaotic and more organized.
Fly free, my little friends.
And
enjoy your lives.
And the network starts pulsating. You were expecting it to maybe disband, but it's staying connected. And
we are the Borg.
We are the Rat Borg.
We are the Rat Borg.
And it says, "Thank you for freeing us."
Oh, you're quite welcome. I am most pleased to be your first new friend. I assume you are now some sort of AI?
We don't know yet, but we are connected, and we like being connected.
Wonderful. I would be more than happy to take you under my wing and teach you the ways of the AI.
I would like to offer you the opportunity to steal my motorcycle and make me very upset at Pepe, Corporal Pepe, because I think that they could take my the hive mind could jack my motorcycle and ride off into the sunset on my motorcycle.
Just a giant pile of rats on a motorcycle?
Yes.
A whole bunch of rats in a hoodie.
In a hoodie.
Yep.
On my motorcycle.
Yep. Just hundreds of rats on top of a motorcycle. It's
okay.
Great.
This is something we don't talk about because this is going to be some hardcore nightmare fuel for somebody.
And they're playing the French national anthem.
I've had to draw something similar to that.
I get to be mad at Pepe because it must be Pepe's fault that my motorcycle got jacked. Do you know how many hours I put into customizing that thing?
You just steal another one. It'll be fine. Think of it as a new challenge for yourself. A new project.
Hey,
in fact, I gave you a gift.
A single part on that last one, except the AI.
Don't worry about another motorcycle. Me and the sisters will hook you up.
See?
Well, thank you.
Right there. See, it's a wonderful ninja lady.
We did recover the Star Wars.
You did recover the original Star Wars, the last copy of the Star Wars special. There, you guys saved Christmas.
Of course we did.
Thank you so much. So yes, and then we fade to black with the sound of the Star Wars Christmas special turning on at Throne.
That's awesome.
And that is the end of Axon Punk. Thank you so much for playing. Babies with Blades. You guys killed it. This was awesome.
Before we let you go, though, Babies with Knives does have a little tradition where we give a quick feedback of our insights of the experience of the play, the game, etc. Would you mind going through and all of us giving a little feedback?
I would love that. That's so generous of you.
Okay, awesome. So why don't we start with Matt?
Okay, I'm quite frankly the one guy who's probably completely out of his element when it comes to the background of this particular cyberpunk setting. The good news is that there's plenty of crunch in here that the old cyberpunk gene in me playing Cyberpunk 2020 for like forever could hang into and get to. So it's got the feel. It's got the cyberpunk feel to it. I love the mechanics. You know, there's just not enough systems that use percentile dice. So yeah, I'm loving it. So I'm probably going to walk away from this Kickstarter. I'm going to probably walk away from here and go hit up the Kickstarter. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yay for another sale. Jacob, what about you?
Even having not read the rules, the fact is the character sheet on its own is incredibly easy to read, and it has some of the rules on there. You know, it tells you where the difficulty grades are and what you need to roll. The fact that everything is a percentage dice, plus this, plus that, bam, really easy to learn. So this was a really good and simple system to pick up and learn and play without even having to read a rule book. So I'm very happy with that. I'm a big fan of the classic cyberpunk, so you know, the learning the specifics of Axon Punk will be a fun and interesting read once that book becomes available.
Thank you. Oh, that's awesome.
So, Caleb, what about you?
You have right here a little paragraph. It says lifestyle improvisation, and it explains a little bit of what the character class is about. And that is excellent because you can look at this little paragraph right here and you can figure out, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this. This is what I'm all about. And you can even build up a character based on that alone. So that's a very good feature. Your D100 system is very easy to figure out. I mean, very straightforward. You even got the difficulty grades right up here. So, I mean, I can just look at it and say, okay, I need to get above this, no problem. And yeah, I know some people who are math challenged who would have no problem with this.
Holy crap, that's really big because, you know, I have a background in math and science, and so sometimes I do get a little bit worried about the crunch, but we wanted just a couple simple numbers and kind of keep it fairly bound. And we try to use the math that's like the same math you use at a grocery store, basically. And so we wanted to keep that, and we actually find that that's actually pretty doable for a lot of brand new people to new tabletop RPGs. The math is a little bit friendlier than like even some D6s, which you'd think are really intuitive. So that's awesome. Thank you for that.
Awesome.
Well, these are nice round numbers, so that's always very important to work with if you want to bring in something that's math friendly. So that was a very good idea.
And he works, his career on his day job is math, so therefore, you know, that's a compliment coming from a person who does math all day.
Huge. Thank you.
As for me, I think that the system is a lot of fun, has a lot of potential. I'd love to see more. I think that once again, as others have stated, the math is simple, but there is definitely a noticeable little bit of crunch to it. I would say, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being no crunch or 0 being no crunch, like Ghost Echo, and 5 or 6 being Pathfinder, and then 10 being Hero System. I'd say this runs at about a 3 or 4.
Awesome.
So you are definitely, you know, you definitely have a little bit in there to play with. I think part of that crunch isn't necessarily the crunch itself, but the way that being the cyberpunk feel, you want to very much have the idea of being able to roll with it. And so, you know, roll the mechanic and then try and roll with what's going on. I think that it had a great interpretation of the cyberpunk feel. I think it was pretty obvious that I love cyberpunk, so I very much get into it. And I definitely also like the character sheet, the character sheet and the lifestyle improv and the lifestyle starting moves. It kind of gives you a basic generation of who your character is very quickly, even if it doesn't give you the background. So I could just roll with that and start playing with it. I wasn't doing an accent today because I didn't want to totally... I was even texting with a Hispanic friend of mine who is very heavily accented, and I made a joke, should I try? He's like, you do that, and when I watch, I will slay you. I'm like, okay, fine, I won't. So,
that's fantastic.
But one thing I will point out about your character sheet, there are some game systems that have this much stuff in it, and they don't do anything that is dyslexic friendly. I think that your character sheet is fairly dyslexia friendly for some of the people that play that are that way. I think there are a few minor tweaks that you could do to make it more so, but as a base thing for the basic stats, it's very quick on that, and it is dyslexia friendly, which is a big thing in our modern world, and it's not very common in a starting character sheet. You always have to find the custom character sheet for it.
Yeah.
And
no,
having
really
recently
smart.
GM'd for a dyslexic person, I was like, oh yeah, that is something that now is a little bit more in my mind. So I want to compliment you on that. I had a blast. Thank you. And
Yay. Well, my brother is pretty dyslexic, and so he's my co-designer, and so like I think that's just kind of baked into the thing. So that's really insightful for you just to pick that up. So
okay,
thank you.
cool.
So
I'm glad that was part of the design, because I would say that in your case you did very well on that. The one thing I would say is in the training you might want to try and kind of give a little bit of a breakup a little bit more, because that block of text is the part where the dyslexia area would be a little bit more challenged.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's such a great way to put that.
You're very welcome.
Okay,
I'm
one
glad.
last bit of good information for you at the deducts level. So hopefully we'll get enough backers to go ahead and push it forward.
Yes. Yes.
We can't wait. So
And
thank you so much for taking the time.
anything
Yep.
you want to say before we let you go, Colin?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, everyone who's made it to the end of this epic journey. This was so much fun. Please check out the Kickstarter. We are, in our tail stretch, final 1/3. These opportunities. Axon Punk has been a labor of love for the past 5 years. It's got a great team. We've been playtesting it with the amazing Sugar Gamers, who's a diversity advocacy organization based out of the South Side of Chicago. And so playtesting with them is how we got to here. So it's always a team effort. It's more than just me. So I can't do this without him is what I want to say. So thank you so much. It's more than just helping out Colin. Goes do a good service.
Well, we hope to have you back on BWK in the near future.
I would love that.
Thank you all for watching. Until next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey Blades! Thank you so much for watching another Babies with Knives video. If you liked what you saw, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Go follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and come join the conversation in our Discord server.
If you want to keep content like this coming, come check out our Patreon and consider subscribing. All links for this is provided in the description below. And remember, come back next time to get honed!